What is up, everyone out there at Internet Land, and welcome to episode 472 of The Straight Shooters, available wherever podcasts are found. My name is Vaughn Johnson, and I'm joined as always by my main man, Pots and Pans, Nick Bacona, crossing broad. And we have a special guest in the building for a very special episode of The Straight Shooters. We got the third man, Brian Isley, to talk about a whole lot of things. First and foremost, this is a deep dive episode. We are diving deep into WWE Vengeance 2006. That is a Patreon request from my listener, Alfred Garr, our new patron. Thank you, Alfred, for that. We're going to dive into that later on. But we got a lot of current day nonsense to get into. Top of the list, though, of the current day nonsense. Before we get into anything else, we got to talk about the biggest sports news to hit Philly since the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year. And that's LeBron James is coming to the Sixers. People were running into the streets to yell and celebrate, honking horns.
I heard some pots and pans out there.
They were. But LeBron James is coming to the Sixers. Nick, how are you on this Sunday afternoon, knowing that LeBron James is going to play for the Sixers next season and that they are in the thick of things as far as potentially winning an NBA championship next year?
Who are the Phillies? That's what I want to know. Who
Crazy.
cares about them right now? They could lose the rest of the games for the season. I don't care.
I mean, they might
LeBron,
at this point.
I mean, they might. But, yeah, dude, the vibes are immaculate, as the kids say. And, listen, I thought it was a fun ride for a few weeks, but I was like, there's no way LeBron's going to choose Philly. Like, that's like Michael Jordan choosing Philly. It's just never in a million years you'd think that would happen during Jordan's heyday. But listen, man, we got, and the fun part is the team they built around him. It's so different than last year, where we were like, when they lost to the Knicks, it was just like, more of the same old. Like, okay, whatever. Well, I felt like, I don't know if any of us seriously thought Daryl Morey would be fired. I think we just kind of thought, well, Josh Harris doesn't care about the team, or he's going to be here however long he wants. He'll get more marginal players to fit around Maxey and beat an Edgecombe, and then we'll go from there. But, man, what a makeover for this team. I can't wait for basketball season to start.
Man, when's the last time somebody said that in Philly?
Right? Yeah.
About the Sixers. Brian, this is a good time to have you on, brother, because I know you've been talking about it on social media a lot. Obviously, it's the biggest sports news of the weekend. LeBron James coming to the Sixers. Very close. This is the closest he's been to any of us as far as in your basketball fandom. Damn. How you feeling about this?
Damn, that's the perfect way to describe it. Listen, for 8 years, LeBron James, and I'm truly grateful for that. Thank you, LeBron, for bringing a championship to the Lakers. Security, we were a bad team. You came over there and you brought the team back so much that they sold for a record price. And the credit is to LeBron James. Of course, Anthony Davis came and helped, and you had Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee and all those guys on that 2020 championship team, the COVID year. And thank you, LeBron, for bringing the Lakers back. And now that you're gone, now you're 15 minutes away from my house. This is even better. And I get to go to games now, although prices will be.
I mean, you sure? You sure you're going to those games?
Oh, Vaughn. I'm sick. I was just working a little bit more to get a little bit more money. And that's why I'm on my way home now. I was a little late to the pod because I was making some money for LeBron James, and I'm going to be in the building. Goddammit, I'm going to be there.
Look,
be there. I'm a Lakers.
You better get ready to take out a
through.
loan too, brother. You got to work them overtime and hit up the bank.
I'm taking out a loan. I'm gonna have to skim off the top of my daughter's college fund. I don't give a damn. I don't care. She gonna have to stay in state. She want to go to UConn. That might not happen. But it's well worth it.
Sacrifices have to be made.
LeBron James. Sacrifices had to be made. You might have to go from UConn to Camden County College. It's okay.
That's crazy.
It's all right. It's LeBron James.
UConn, not to UPenn, no, Camden County College. Oh no, New
Camden
Jersey.
County.
So not Rutgers.
Not Rutgers.
Not
A community
NJIT.
college. A JUCO. Yes.
A JUCO, right? Not even
Absolutely.
NJIT. That's like Division II. Damn.
Yeah.
Go the
Listen,
JUCO route.
LeBron James is in Philly. What you want me to do? Like it's bad. It's bad timing. Bad timing, sweetheart. You're gonna have to
Bad
go to
timing.
community college, and it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and spend some of this bread.
I should have had you sooner. I should have had you younger.
Shoulda
Now
had
you'd
you sooner.
be in college now.
Just have her
You
work a
in the way
couple
now.
years. Just have her work a couple years before going to college.
Yeah. I'm gonna get her a couple apps. I know Wendy's is hiring. KFC is on the up and up again. I'm gonna get her some work because I'm
Get her
spending
some
this
work.
money. I'm gonna go see LeBron.
The money is spent. It's not even spending it.
money
It's
is
gone.
spent.
We're taking this out the budget now. When we account for our budget for 2027 and 2020 and the rest of 2026, that money has already been accounted for. That's LeBron's money.
The money is spent.
He might need it. He might need it.
I'm a dip in.
LeBron might need it because he
Oh,
signed
he is
for
making
what?
the vet minimum. Yeah. No.
He
Yeah.
don't-
2 years, $8 million.
He is essentially playing for free, and that's because he's already worth $1.3 billion.
Yeah.
So
He'll be all right.
He's good. Me, on the other hand, Christmas funds getting depleted, college fund getting depleted. I'm working OT. I'm doing a bunch of music reviews on Instagram and Twitter. Send me your money, people, because I gotta go see LeBron in a Sixers jersey.
You're gonna have a
It is
GoFundMe
what
too.
it is. I'm door dashing. I'm Ubering. I'm telling jokes at old folks' homes. Whatever. Book me.
Slinging
gotta
these jokes
get this
anywhere.
Slinging the
Gotta
jokes
be in the building.
everywhere, bro. Country clubs don't matter.
Gotta be in the building. Night one.
I got you. I got
which
you.
It's gonna be insane to see like now what's known as Xfinity Mobile Arena / Wells Fargo Center / whatever, that be like the place to be for basketball games now. Like back, not since the Iverson days where we have a guy who's gonna have like celebrities sit in front row and people
Right.
coming from out of town just to see the Sixers play, or people wanting to see the Sixers in opposing teams' buildings. You gotta think when LeBron. Remember, I vividly remember when LeBron was on the Heat and the Sixers were terrible. It's the process years, and the only time the people would really pack out Sixers games at that time was when the Heat was in town, or maybe when Steph Curry was in town with the Warriors. But it was never for the Sixers. It was for LeBron. So the tickets would go from like $5 for a Sixers Pistons game to like $50 for a Sixers Heat game, and that's gonna happen on the road now for other teams with the Sixers. Like that's kind of I'm just not used to that.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that. And then I'm just not ready also for the amount of celebrity that LeBron brings with him, the amount of attention and the amount of notoriety, where especially in the beginning. The first time he does anything in the city is going to get covered widely. Like when he pops up at Reading Terminal for the first time, it's going to be, oh my God, he's like just like one of us. He likes those donuts too and those cookies too. Like the first time he is on Broad Street somewhere, oh my God, LeBron's on Broad Street. Watch out! Like there he is.
Watch out.
And it might be people following him around everywhere. He can't just walk around places for the most part, I assume. But I think that's definitely going to be the case here. We're not used to celebrities here, like to that stature, just hanging out in the city, in the biddy. You know what I'm saying? Like LA is used to celebrities. That's fine. Not here. Miami's the same. I'm sure Cleveland wasn't necessarily used to that, but like neither is Philly. Not to this extent.
I
When
mean,
he's playing here.
Cleveland.
I mean, we have massive celebrities, but
different.
like,
right. Cleveland is a little different because he's homegrown. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they got used to it. Philly, when somebody becomes a superstar from Philly, they leave. So they ain't in Philly no more. For somebody
Kevin Hart
of
don't
his
live here
stature,
every day.
He don't. He don't at all. Like he'll rep the town all day long. But he
He'll
don't
come
live
through.
here. Right. But LeBron coming here is, man, it's amazing, and it is not just a farewell tour. It's not. They're in legit contention to win the NBA championship. They're a top four team in the league. It's a great chance they could come out there, top to bottom, the starting five. It might be the best in basketball. On paper, it is.
It
But
might
we
be.
have to see, but it's an exciting time, man. It's an exciting time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be wearing a Sixers jersey. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos. I've seen a lot of videos of people saying like I'm a Sixers fan now. Like I'm packing my stuff, I'm heading to Philly because wherever LeBron go, I go. And we're not used to that here. We're not used to that level of bandwagon. There's room on the bandwagon, but I'm sure there's room. But I'm also sure there's people who are like, man, because we're just not used to that here in Philly, where there's people just rooting for the team just because. Like Philly is a very territorial city when it comes to our
true.
things, and Johnny come latelys aren't always welcome, but like
they're never.
it's gonna happen. I mean, that's fair. Maybe I think that when the Eagles got good, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I think they was like, hey, now we're the team that people like to root for. I think people will embrace that, but I still think there's a different level when it comes to LeBron because of his level of notoriety, his stature within just the world of sports. He brings a rabid fan base and a lot of rabid detractors too to LeBron, which of course came out of the woodwork when he announced it, and people were obviously Sixers fans were very happy with it, but a lot of people who thought, oh, Philly fans don't deserve this, or why would he choose the Sixers? Like, why would he choose Philly? Because Philly lit. That's why. But also, it's the people. I love the people who say he's ring chasing now and he joined a super team. When it's like, wait a second, hold on now. You can't tell me that he's ring chasing when he joined a team that hasn't won a championship in over 40 years. And a team that didn't win 50 games last year and that lost in the second round via sweep and via like domination in that sweep and looked like a moribund franchise up until the Jaylen Brown trade. Like,
and
I can't.
They're a super team.
And now they're a super team overnight. Just that fast. Like, come on. They haven't played a game yet.
This is
the usage rate is
on a daily basis.
I don't know how you deal with it. Because to me, the usage rate is the biggest factor here. It's like, oh, they got all these guys, but full well Embiid ain't playing more than 60, 70 games. If he can make it to 50 games. Like, not you're right. I said 60, 70. There ain't no way going to 70 games. So
no, sir.
Then you got LeBron, who's not necessarily in his prime, but might give you 55, 60 games, but he's not going to play every night. So you're mostly going to see Jaylen Brown, VJ Edgecombe, and Tyrese Maxey with Bona and I guess Dean Wade would be the power forward. That's the lineup you're going to see a lot of nights. Right, coming off the bench. With now
KCP.
Would be KCP and LeBaron Philon. So that's what you're going to see most of the season. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think they was going to be on the same team. But but that's what you're going to see probably most nights from the Sixers. I don't know if that's a super team, all of us. Like what? Now, come to playoffs, they might be tough if everybody's healthy. But they got to play. They got to win. Also, can we stop with the people who say, oh, you ring chasing? Isn't that the whole damn point of playing sports, bro? Like, you want to win. Don't you want to win? Mm-hmm. Now we got to win a certain way. What's the ethical way of winning in sports? Like, at least like as an individual player. Obviously you don't want to cheat. You don't want to like people to like, go outside the bounds of the rules. But now within the rules, he did whatever he chose where he wanted to go. He's well within his right to do that. Now that's not the right thing to do. What's the right way to win, Brian? Please tell me. Because I don't know with the NBA players. Like, even it happened with the Eagles with Jalen Hurts. As soon as they won the Super Bowl, they were a super team. And now they discredited Jalen Hurts. Oh, of course he won.
Yeah, Saquon came over and nobody called them a super team.
No, nobody picked the Eagles to win that game. There's a photo of Jalen Hurts. There's a meme of Jalen Hurts walking past the TV in the Superdome leading up to the Super Bowl. And every person on, I guess it was ESPN, every person on that panel had picked the Chiefs. So how is it that they were the super team? The same team that had Mekhi Becton. Where's Mekhi Becton at right now? Nick, look up where Mekhi Becton is playing. Mekhi Becton isn't on the roster.
Well, I knew he was with the Chargers, but I think
He
they
was.
got rid of him, right?
He's not on the roster. It is late July. Training camp open next week. He was a starter on that team. They got the best season of Mekhi Becton's career by far out of him. He's not on the roster right now.
Yeah,
You telling me the guy that started Mekhi Becton was a super team? And now the Sixers are a super team. I don't get the right way to win, Brian. Tell me, how is it supposed to work, Brian?
The right way to win is to score more points than the other team, and that's the right way to win. Like I've never subscribed to super teams and all that stuff. And let's say, for the sake of argument, there are super teams, right? There has been super teams since the inception of basketball. The Minneapolis Lakers were the first championship dynasty, and they were a super team. The Celtics of the 60s were a super team. The Lakers with Jerry West and Gail Goodrich and Wilt Chamberlain were a super team. The Boston Celtics of the 80s and the Lakers of the 80s were a super team.
Right, you telling me Magic, Kareem, and Worthy weren't a super team?
Yeah, damn
Parrish,
right they were. But
Bird, Parrish, and McHale wasn't a super team.
Right,
they're a good team. They're a good team. They win. That's what makes them really good.
Right. They get mad. Here's where people get it messed up. They get upset because those super teams that we just mentioned, they were formed by the front office via draft, trade, or whatever. Now the players are taking it upon themselves to build the best teams via free agency. And that's what people don't like, which is dumb as hell, but that's what people don't like. They don't like that LeBron James has the power, and it's not like LeBron James has ever gone on air on any given time and said, I want to trade, I want out of here, and forced his way out of here, and like his contract was nullified or anything like that. LeBron has played out every single contract he's ever had. He's honored every contract he's ever signed. And once that contract was up, he gets to do what he wants to do because he's no longer bound by a contract. He did nothing wrong. He went to a team that he wanted to go to after his contract was up with the previous team. People are dumb. That's what I sum it up by saying people are just dumb. They just have dumb reasons to be mad at LeBron James. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
You could say the Knicks were a super team once they added Bridges and Cat too. Like people were like, "Oh, look at this super team!" And
fantastic team, like fantastic. They didn't draft any of those guys. None of them.
No, they didn't. No.
Traded in free agency. They did a good job of building and constructing a team. Heaven forbid we hold it against Leon Rose for doing this job. Oh no, we hold it against Howie Roseman for doing this job. I wonder if anybody holds it against Jalen Brunson, or he's just the guy, right? Like, I don't understand why it happened to Jalen Hurts. I don't get it. Like, you got to win a championship by yourself in order to get credit. Not only win a championship, you got to win it on your own, scoring the most points imaginable on the team. Nobody else can lead the team. Remember how Steph Curry, he only won one Finals MVP, and it's like, oh, well, shit, Steph ain't like that. And it's like, he won 3 times before the last one. He's been league MVP.
He's not like they win if he's not on the team. Get out of here.
What?
It's not even.
He had to win. He had to win a 4th championship and Finals MVP to finally silence some haters. Think about that.
Yeah.
He had to win 4 times. That's insane, y'all.
People are dumb.
That's insane. Winning is not enough for y'all. They got to win a certain way and do it a certain amount of times. You know how hard it is to do this? LeBron James, the best of all time, has only done it 4 times. And the 4th time is people had the biggest question mark around the 4th one. So, it's insanely hard to do. Yeah. The whole point of this whole thing, if it's not to make a bunch of money, it's to win. So if he went to the Warriors, they would have said he don't want to win. He just want to have fun with his friends. He just wanted to play with Steph. Because they're not going to win.
Nope.
If he went to Miami, he just want this. He just want the money. He just want the state, the no estate income tax, But neither one of those situations made as much basketball sense as the one he's doing right now.
He made the one that made the most basketball sense. He wants to win.
And he took the vet minimum to do it. I don't understand how you can knock a guy for taking the least amount of money to win. I feel like some people do the opposite. Like, I'm sure when Mitchell Robinson left the Knicks and took the money, there's Knicks fans like, why don't you want to win? Mm-hmm. You don't want to stay and win? No, he took the money. He's allowed to do whatever he wants anyway. But now LeBron doesn't take the money and he wants to win. I don't get it. I don't understand, y'all. This is a lot of cynicism around sports that I don't love. And this LeBron situation revealed some of that. Again, for me, it's just like, no matter what he did. Yeah.
You know, those Knicks fans are scared.
Let's see. I wouldn't be scared if I'm them. They just won the chip. And you got a squad. Like, I wouldn't be scared. I'd be like, yes, we got this is now the rivalry's back. The rivalry hasn't been back between the Sixers and the Knicks. The Knicks owned it. Like, they took over the arena. There's no rivalry there. Now LeBron's in the picture with Jaylen Brown. Like, now the rivalry's back. Now let's see what happens if there's a playoff series between the Sixers and the Knicks and how many fans are in the building each night between the two fan bases.
The Sixers aren't a 7th seed playing team.
Right. When the fans know
no one expected them to beat the Celtics either. Like,
right. Sixers fans didn't.
No, that's damn sure.
It's shocked as anybody that they even went 7 games. Then they won.
Right. Facts.
So, yeah, I think the Knicks, if I'm
a super team.
Right. Come on. And their own fans gave up on them. But I think that the Knicks, if I'm a Knicks fan, I'm not scared. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like Jaylen Brown said, throw the ball up. It does make, man, the Eastern Conference so much more interesting than it was even, couple days ago. Like, whenever Kawhi gets to Toronto, if that happens, that's going to be even more interesting. Yeah. If it happens, I don't know. It may not. There's a lot going on there with that, but it may not.
Whole lot going on with that guy.
Yeah, look into the whole Kawhi Clippers and how he got to the Clippers situation and give back. That was also interesting how that all went down. But enough about LeBron James. We'll have plenty of more time to talk about everything going on with him because Nick and we're both in the media. We'll be doing a lot of LeBron content, I'd assume, coming this fall and winter into next summer.
I'll tell you now, I have a top 5 free agent Philly signings since 2000 dropping tomorrow across the broad.
This is number one. This is number one.
Without a doubt.
Like, easily. There's nothing that even comes close to it.
Nope.
A free agent signing, not a trade.
Right.
There's a lot of trades that had, like, T.O. was a trade, technically.
Yeah, and that's funny because I keep thinking that whole saga ended with him being declared a free agent, but no, he was actually traded.
He was traded.
I had to replace somebody because he was originally on my list.
So no, he was a trade.
It's going to be
AJ Brown. AJ Brown was a trade, obviously. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to think of like the last like big free agent signing for any of these teams. Bryce Harper is probably 2 because he was a free agent. Mm-hmm. So I'm just guessing the list now. LeBron's the one. I would say Bryce Harper is 2. Mm-hmm. Ooh, we got to go back some time now to get to a 3rd. You go Malcolm Jenkins. Is he on that list?
No. You got an Eagle and
Moses Malone have to be on the list. Was it Moses Malone?
Since 2000.
Free agent? Since 2000. Okay. Yeah. So Jim Tomey would be a Philly. Mm-hmm. Cliff Lee when he came back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one more.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say the team. Then not too long ago, Kyle Schwarber.
I already mentioned him.
Oh, Trey Turner.
No,
not
a Philly.
Not a Philly. A Flyer? No, it wouldn't be a Flyer.
I had a couple honorable mention Flyers, but this guy came.
Was Harden a free agent? No, Harden was a trade deadline move. A free agent.
I just mentioned him a little bit ago.
I don't remember.
Saquon. So.
Oh, how can I forget Saquon, right?
And this is going to drop tomorrow anyway, so whatever.
You'll hear it. Yeah, you'll hear it by the time. You'll read it by the time that you'll hear this.
Yeah,
so.
Like it's one of those things where I wasn't sure if I wanted to rank it because I was like, I don't want to deal with debate, but yeah, I ranked them. So clearly,
because this is easily number one.
Yeah,
I will still go Bryce too, just for like again, there's a big name in baseball terms of LeBron stature.
Before LeBron, Bryce would have been 1.
Yeah,
The last
I would agree
5
with that.
plus years, yeah.
And then Saquon would be easily number 3, especially after the fact. He went for 2,000 yards in this first season. All right, let's get to the wrestling here because we spend a lot of time on non-wrestling stuff. And those people are like, this is a wrestling show. It is. And we're going to talk about AEW Redemption, which is happening tonight in Montreal.
We're going to get a screw job?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. But what we should get is a show starting right now because it's a little past noon here on Sunday. And we need to wrap this up before midnight, bro.
Here you go.
Need to wrap this up before midnight. Wrap it up, B.
Gonna wait till August to have to review this show.
Oh, man.
Can we go back to talking sport, the basketball? As soon as y'all turn to wrestling and start talking about AEW, here come the shots. Here come the shots.
The shots. No, because you know what's going to happen once again. We're going to be talking about, after midnight and the main event's just starting. You know what's going to happen. I'm sick of it, Brian. I'm sorry. I'm sick. I don't know how you do it.
I love my daughter.
I'd have to take her to send her to JUCO. LeBron.
Yeah, everybody's got limits, Nick. You love her up until you gotta get to that home opener.
Gotta get to the home opener.
You see those preseason tickets, by the way? Damn.
Oh, they sold.
She's still gonna get it.
Go ahead, Brian.
She's still gonna get a degree. She's still gonna get a degree. It's just an associate's. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's
just
crazy. Still a degree. I didn't even know they had put tickets on sale already, though. They put preseason tickets on sale for the Sixers?
Apparently it was in the hundreds already.
He's probably not even going to play.
I know. That's
it's NBA preseason. Nobody care about NBA preseason. They're in the hundreds of dollars.
Will he at least be in the building? Like, will he be on the bench? Maybe that's why. At least a sighting of LeBron.
Just looking at him in Sixers gear. Like, well, they don't wear like team issue gear on the sideline when they're not playing, but like that press conference.
He'll be on
also,
the Sixers in the group, grouped with the Sixers. Oh my God.
Yeah, on the signage. You know, all the signage are gonna have LeBron all over it.
Oh yeah.
That presser. Back to LeBron real quick. That press conference, that initial presser, man, can't wait. Because I feel like that's part of the reason why.
Is that gonna be him, Jaylen Brown, Dean Wade, like everybody?
Well, they've done Dean Wade already. I think they've done
that's right.
Wade and Simmons, but I think they've been holding off on Brown in case they got LeBron, and now they're going to put them together.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't like when's the Jaylen Brown presser going to be? Like I was just like, just wait, just wait.
I have been waiting. I want to get video of it. So I was like, when is it? Yeah. Deontay Prince, our Sixers editor. Do you know anything? And he's like, no, they ain't say nothing. I wonder why they ain't say nothing. Go ahead, Brian.
I wouldn't like that if I wouldn't like that if I was Jaylen Brown. Yeah, thanks for coming. Welcome to Philly. Welcome to Philly, Jay. Hold on a second. Before we get all excited and announce you and give you a solo press conference, let's wait. Let's wait and see if we can pair you up with the biggest free agent signing in our franchises.
All right, so here's the alternative. He gets his own presser, and it's a good deal. But then LeBron comes, and he gets a bigger deal.
Right, yeah.
That can look worse. Or you can do them both, have them both feel like it's a big deal. You know LeBron's going to be a huge deal. Give Jaylen the same treatment, sort of, even though it's really for LeBron. But, like, he here, too.
Yeah,
you don't want him,
That sound good. That sound good. But I was born at night, not last night. That ain't about Jaylen Brown. That's about LeBron. Who you trying to fool, boy?
I'm sure they put them on game. Like, hey, look, Jaylen, look, we love you and all. We want you really bad. But, like, look, just hold on a second till we get this LeBron situation straightened out. We got you. We're going to take care of you, though. He's not going to be here for that long. We're going to take care of you, though. Don't worry. Because that's what I'm looking at it. Jaylen's going to be here much longer than LeBron, hopefully. In the Sixers' eyes, at least, hopefully.
You sound like a pimp right now.
Hey, that's how
I got a couple in my stable, baby. You gonna be? I got you though, baby. I got you. I got
be
you.
all right.
Let me take care of the other ones. I got you. You need new shoes? Don't worry about it.
Hey, shh. Here you go. Hey, take them new shoes. You'll be all right. All right. AEW Redemption. Brian, what are you looking forward to on this card tonight? There's a lot going on this card.
Man, I don't even know. I haven't been caught up on AEW for a while. I've been on the road a lot, so, and my daughter was away for about 2 weeks, so I haven't really.
Visiting JUCO colleges?
That's my no, she visited. She visited Hampton and she visited Howard. So
that's nice.
She's been away for
that's
a
dope.
while. She's been away for a while, and I haven't had the chance to, pick her brain about that. That's where I get all my information from. Like,
I was gonna ask it. She watches it if you can't watch it. She watches it though. Still.
Yeah. She watches it regardless. Like she's a fan with or without me, which is super dope. But I just we haven't had the chance to sit down and talk. I'm gonna still watch Redemption with her and all that stuff. That's what we do whenever the AEW pay-per-view is, and whenever AEW is in town, we on it.
That's
and
a good 24-hour bonding day.
Yeah, hella bonding time.
I will say,
I haven't had the chance to talk to her about it yet, so I don't know what's going to happen. I know it's going to be a whole lot of chicanery and shenanigans and whatnot.
I will say it's dope that she's visiting Hampton, and what was the other one you said? Howard to HBCUs.
Yeah.
She's gonna have to get a free ride though, because she can't afford Hampton and Howard now. Not with LeBron coming. She's gonna get a full ride. Right, full ride to the school. LeBron. So hit the books and get a straight A's, please.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
We do have a lot going on at Redemption. Like I said, we have a AEW. Wait a minute, is Kenny Omega not defending? Yes, he is. I'm looking at the list of matches, and I'm like, I could have sworn he's defending the title.
It's in the middle.
He's defending the world title against Kevin Knight. So I guess, we'll see where that's slotted on the card. I don't know if that's going to be the main event, actually. Because I feel like...
It feel like a main event to me.
It might be Death Riders. It might be Death Riders and Young Bucks for nothing. It's just them going against each other. That's in the main event here, which I don't know what we're going to get out of that. Don't, frankly, care about the Young Bucks that much. So I don't know why they get shoehorned. I'm sure they're going to have a tag team match with Cage and Cope at All In that may or may not include the New Day. We'll see about that, but and maybe they'll get that kick started sometime soon. But we do have, like I said, an AEW World Championship match. I expect Kenny Omega to retain there. We also have a women's world title match between Tekla and Willow Nightingale, which I think we're gonna get a new champion there with Willow defeating Tekla. Tekla's been cool, but so. I think Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Moné is my women's world championship match at All In. So Tekla, thanks for the hard work, but we got to do something else over here. But yeah, we got the Painmaker Chris Jericho coming back in his silly face paint. I don't know if you've seen the latest from the Painmaker. He did his promo. And he suddenly paints 2 lines in his face, and now he's supposed to be evil. I was like, bruh, cut it out. You're supposed to do that for that one time you face Okada and you Rainmaker versus Painmaker, and nobody cared about it really back then, and now you're bringing it back. Okay. But I also expect to see, or hope to see, in my mind, a new AEW TBS champion, as we got Hikaru Shida going against Maya World. I think it'd be a good moment to have Maya World win her first singles title after the run she had in the Owen. I think this would be a nice moment for her to, make a new star. How about it? Let's get a new name in there to, mix it up. They've had Tekla as the world champion for a while. Let's get Maya World a run with the TBS championship and have her work with some newer names at the top of that women's division in AEW. We also got a double chain tag team match, which I guess this could also be a main event here, since it sounds like it's going to be a bloody affair. The Bang Bang Gang, that is a name, bro. That's kind of a wild name. Yeah, like what are we talking about here? But Jay White and Juice Robinson are going against the Dogs of David Finlay and Clark Connors. I guess the Bang Bang Gang wins that one because they just came back, or at least Jay White just came back. Switchblade, Jay White. So, yeah, Nick, what are you thinking about? Go ahead, Brian.
We got to just call them the BBGs or something. I'm not calling them. That's insane, bro. That's egregious. I'm not doing that.
The more I talk about wrestling to non-wrestling fans, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch a show called Forbidden Door. They go, what? Like, and we just like accept it, as normal. But like the Bang Bang Gang, it's insane. Like, when you think about it, it's kind of wild. Nick, you have any thoughts on AEW Redemption?
Cool.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it'll be fine. 11 matches. I guess 10 on the main card. So it'll be a long night again, and I'll try to stay up and catch all of it. But I'm making no promises. I don't. Yeah, I guess I'm more than interested, looking forward to who debuts eventually, because there's a few, reports out there that AEW's got a lot of talent coming in sooner or later. So you wonder if that starts tonight and heading into the rest of the summer. So I'm more interested in what that looks like than a lot. And obviously heading towards All In. This feels like a placeholder. Was this the first year they've done this?
Yeah.
It's I'm sure it'll be a great show, but I'm more about what's next.
I mean, we can speculate because a lot of people's 90-day compete clauses are expiring. Mm-hmm. So I think we've been speculating for a while that we think the New Day is going to come in and have that match against the Young Bucks at some point, and maybe even Cage and Cope. But the thing is that AEW's got a whole lot of people already, and it's like you can't just bring in all the.
They don't need.
But you can't just bring in all the. But you can't bring in all the former WWE people. You can't just turn your promotion into that. Like, so it'd be interesting to see.
And I feel like
in some cases, but
for that.
But you don't want to double down on the reputation. Like, you can move away from that by having some restraint. I think the New Day makes sense, but who says anybody else makes sense? Like, you don't have to bring in everybody, but based on the reports, it sounds like they got more than just two people coming in potentially. If you don't count New Day as obviously two people, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, who else is coming in, and how are you going to use them? And yeah, it's cool night one, but like, what next after that? It's like, we've seen this before. Like you said, they kind of had the reputation for doing this, and it hasn't necessarily worked. And now you got more talent with the same amount of television time, and it just, I don't know if it helps the cohesion of the product when you got all these people and you don't really have a cohesive, to me, singular vision as to what you want the product to be. Not to say that everything has to look the same, but it just doesn't have a cohesive look and feel, a vibe to it storyline wise. The same for WWE for that matter. They're all over the place too. But yeah, we'll see. I just hope they have some restraint and just not sign everyone they possibly can who just got released from WWE. Like, of course, if you're one of those people, I'm sure you want the job. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you get an offer, take the offer. But if you're AEW, you got to focus on, all right, bring in a couple big names, but you got to develop some of the talent you have too, and make them bigger stars. Like, how long are we going to wait for Kyle Fletcher? How long are we going to wait for Willow Nightingale? Like, let's get it going. You need these new names. And these, and I'm on board with saying, hey, Adam Page has to do something else. I'm not on board with Adam Page never challenging for the world title ever again. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's a tool in your toolkit that you could just use at times. Like, hey, we got Adam Page. He can just challenge for the title. Doesn't have to win the damn thing, but he can challenge for it. Nope, can't challenge for it. And you did that to yourself. No one made you do that. AEW, I don't know why they do that stuff. They did it with Cody. I didn't understand it. First thing WWE did is like, give him the title. At least give him a title shot. Like, what? Again, I digress. But like you, I am interested in seeing what they do with how they manage the newer names that they're planning on bringing in. Speaking of newer names, not really new names, but new to WWE fans that could be coming in, there have been apparently extensive talks and ongoing conversations between WWE and another GOAT, we talked about one GOAT in LeBron James, but the football version of him would be Tom Brady. And he's been working an angle, apparently. Well, not apparently. We've seen it. With Logan Paul, who is still injured. He's not cleared to wrestle. Not yet. But he's still been working an angle with Tom Brady, where they're slapping each other and flipping each other off and all this nonsense. And it's just like, WWE, man. Again, like I just told AEW, sometimes you got to develop your own guys. But nope, WWE said, let's bring in Tom Brady. Like, I mean, I get it. He's a massive name. From a name value standpoint, okay, cool. Have him on the show, but like, does he have to have a match? Are people pining to see Tom Brady wrestle? No. I'm sure there's a few like football fans who be like, Tom Brady could play for my team. I'd love to see him play football. But even football at this point is like, I don't know. He wasn't that great when he left. Like, and now he's gonna wrestle. I don't know, man. Or potentially wrestle. We don't know exactly what he's going to do, but he's working an angle. And it's just like there's so much talent on. He's on WWE. There's so much talent already on WWE's roster that they could develop into bigger stars, but we got to make time for the nonsense. It's just always got to be some time for some nonsense. Brian, it sounds like you have some thoughts about this. What are you thinking?
I've seen this already, man. Anybody remember Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow? I've seen this before. I'm cool on all this. I'm straight. Nobody wants to see no Tom Brady against. Why? For what? Like, what? How does it make the product better? It doesn't.
It doesn't. It makes the product get more eyeballs.
Oh, okay. I mean,
that's it. That's
I
it.
Guess,
if that's the case, we don't even know if that's going to work. Like, the Pat McAfee stuff didn't work.
The Pat McAfee stuff worked for Pat McAfee. He about to sign for $65 million a year.
That's it. Ari Emanuel got his client paid again.
Yeah, hooray.
Same for Tom Brady. Tom Brady's also a client, I believe. Let's get him paid. Let's get him back in. Let's keep him in the news. You know, by doing
they
this.
have the same agency.
I'm pretty sure. I can look it up. But
Well,
I'm
there
pretty
it
sure
is.
Tom Brady is an Ari Emanuel client as well.
There it is. If that's the case, then we figured it
I
out.
could be wrong. I thought that was the case.
They
but
should
let
probably
me see
change
here.
their name from WWE.
Oh no, they're not. It's not. They're not agents. They are both minority owners of the Raiders. So they're business partners.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, there's still. I knew there was some type of connection there between them two. But yeah, minority. They're both minority owners. Tom Brady's like a decision maker with the Raiders now. So it's not even. He's like minority owner / president of football operations, pretty much.
They need to change their name from WWE to WWV. Just, we want viral. That's all they want.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah. They book for moments, and at least in these
I don't even hate
instances.
Tom Brady being involved in anything, but it's like, I guess it's the timing, and because even when Vince owned it, like they liked celebrity involvement here and there, but it's like, so it doesn't surprise me, but I'm just like, all right, you got a 2-night SummerSlam, so that kind of makes sense, I guess, if they're gonna do anything there. But if not, I mean, we're getting close to that time period. I don't know if anything's gonna happen there, or if they're just gonna have a segment. But it's.
I mean, they got a week.
Like,
SummerSlam is next week.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do something. They got to do something soon if it's gonna happen. For
So they're
SummerSlam,
going to do WrestlePalooza again in September. Try for that.
but even still, you can't go that far into the. You got football season coming up. Tom Brady's Fox's number one analyst, so he's going to have to be breaking down film and being on the road calling these games in a couple of weeks. Like, I'm pretty sure he calls preseason games as a warm up. He doesn't just start week 1. Him and Burkhardt got to get reps together.
And
so
even if they wait till WrestleMania, it's like, all right, you're doing a lot now, but then you have to have a lull because he's going to be busy doing the other thing, and then you got to pick it up. And it's like, okay, why even do it now then? So,
Right.
like, I don't, again, LT was in the main event at WrestleMania. So after that, no celebrity involvement surprises me. And I don't think it's like some terrible thing because, you know, AEW's done it as well. WCW did it. You know, like, to me, it's like a normal thing in wrestling almost. But I guess it's more the timing. It's like, what? For who? Like, for what right now?
The other thing is that, like, Tom Brady doesn't seem like he's with it with wrestling. I don't think he doesn't strike me as a person that's going to do a good job at this. Like, it was not Kai Sinat. Who was the streamer they had in? It's the other one. I Show Speed. Yes, I Show Speed was good. I'm okay with I Show Speed because he's actually good. With Tom Brady, and especially if he's the only person on the show, maybe outside of Logan Paul, he's actually good too. Though with Tom, it's like he's almost 50. Is he not 50 already? I'm sure he's in tremendous shape. But, like, is he actually going to do this wrestling thing? Like, or, okay, let's say he just talks. Is he good at this talking thing as far as wrestling? Like, he's all right at football announcing. I think he's going to get better. But he's got that level of charisma that is going to be believable in front of a wrestling audience. Not the football fans who already deify him. So whatever he does, it's like, whoa, Tom Brady's awesome. I'm talking about the wrestling fans who quite frankly, don't give a damn in a lot of cases. There's a lot of wrestling fans who don't watch sports. And they won't give a damn about Tom Brady. Like, I guess you bring in the Tom Brady fans. That's the whole thing. You're not really trying to entertain your fans. You're trying to bring in his fans and add them. But I don't know if his fans are going to follow him here. It just feels like it's all a matter of, like, hey, ESPN gets to tweet about this and put Instagram posts up about it, and people get to interact with it on Instagram and other social platforms, and that's where you win. You get impressions, you get reach, you get engagement, and even on social media, that matters. And that could translate to dollars. So that's it. A good wrestling storyline, be damned. Be damned. Let's get the people talking. And it's not necessarily new. I mean, like you said, there's been celebrity involvement in wrestling for decades. And sometimes it works out brilliantly, like the Rock and Wrestling Connection or Mike Tyson in '98. Or it can turn into David Arquette winning the world title in WCW. Or it could work out to be like the million, maybe that the Raw guest host every week. Like, wasn't good.
God.
Some dark times.
Someone Bob Barker was.
He was dope. Yeah, Bob Barker was dope. But like, it could turn into Pat McAfee at WrestleMania. Garbage.
Right.
Travis Scott at WrestleMania.
Oh,
So it
my
can go either
God.
way. Brian reliving some hard memories. Oh no. Oh Lord Jesus. Don't bring it up again.
Please don't. Please stop.
But it could go either way. And it just feels like they're doing it more and more now. It's usually like once or so a year where they might bring in some celebrities. Now it's like every month. It's like this month is Tom Brady. Last month it was, still got Lil Yachty running around. Don't he got a tour to do or something? Like, like he not touring nowhere. He gonna be on SmackDown every Friday.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. I've never understood it. Didn't like it. Trick Williams didn't need that. He didn't
No.
need an attachment of Lil Yachty at all. Like, for what? And he's annoying. I need him to be gone. Like, that guy is bugging the hell out of me. And because it was unnecessary. Trick Williams was on his way to the top by himself. Didn't need a handler. Didn't need a guy like running around doing stuff. He didn't need all that extra stuff. It was just Trick. Like, just how they got Obafemi building up, Trick was on the same, not the same trajectory, but he was on his way up too. And he ain't need no Lil Yachty. Doesn't need anybody. Trick Williams is dope by himself.
Yeah, I agree. But moving on from that, other wrestling current day nonsense. We got a couple of debut. Mike Santana is in NXT. Rhea Ripley is injured for a little while longer, at least, and now they're going to crown an interim WWE Women's Champion, which I don't know why they're calling it interim. They don't do that very often in WWE. I know they've done it in AEW, but I'm not sure people necessarily cared about it. So I don't know why they call it interim. I guess it's like Rhea Ripley's definitely winning the belt back, guys. Don't worry. Like, she's going to get the belt back. So there's that. And then we have, and again, the new champion will be crowned at SummerSlam. I don't know. You guys have any predictions on or prognostications on who that might be? Coming out of SummerSlam by chance?
Not really. Io maybe, and maybe they turn Rhea after she comes back. I don't know.
Yeah,
that might be the most interesting thing they can do. So they probably won't do it.
Goes back to Tiffany Stratton. Let's put it back on Tiffany Stratton. We'll be all right. It's in her hometown or home state. I can easily see that happening. Also, WWE Radio is a thing now. It's on SiriusXM. And all the AEW stuff they used to do on SiriusXM has gone bye-bye. Now it's WWE Radio. Nothing's going to change, y'all, except for it's only going to be WWE stuff now. They're still going to have Busted Open. I mean, I'm just saying.
Why doesn't AEW buy a SiriusXM channel? They could do it.
They don't have that type of money. Come on. They got other things to put money into.
They could do a radio station. This is long overdue, by the way. Wrestling should have long been on the radio. Like, every promotion should have had, like, nonstop radio stations dating back to, like, the 80s and stuff.
That feels like something that would be a money pit for these wrestling promotions.
How much does it really cost to maintain, like, a radio station? Like,
a lot.
You're rich. Like, well, what? I don't think it's that bad. You know, if they really want to.
There are radio stations who are cutting back jobs right now.
But
absolutely, ask Peter Rosenberg.
But like, if you're independently owned and operated,
most of them
own
aren't
station
though.
Or you syndicate it. I don't know. I feel like it's.
Most of these radio stations are owned by conglomerates that own other radio stations.
Yeah.
And conglomerates are cheap. They don't spend the money. That's just what it is.
Listen, you see all those exclamation points? I feel like for especially pay-per-views, they should always have had a radio. Whether they syndicate or not syndicate, simulcast the TV broadcast or have their own radio broadcasters like Call of the Action. Like it should be a thing. It should have been a thing long ago where they tried Radio WWF. They didn't continue on with it after like a year or two, but like this is what I was like excited about. Like, not that I'm gonna tune in every single time, but like having a separate radio broadcast for a show, I think makes sense. It's just like and again, there's more sports teams that are going to a TV simulcast for their radio broadcasts, and that might increase, as time goes on, but like, hopefully we don't have that in Philly anytime soon, because our radio broadcasters are awesome and for each team. But I just feel like it's like, why hasn't it just been a thing? Like, I feel like it's cheap enough to just do it. Again, I'm not.
It's not. Honestly, it's not. People cost
money. It can't be that expensive. It just can't.
Brian, stupid. I promise you, it is. At least for them. And WWE, I don't know why they're doing this. They could start, like I said, they could start their own thing. They don't even need SiriusXM. I guess SiriusXM can handle the production. You don't.
They'll be. The only thing they're producing is like the own pay-per-view things, like
right, and they're paying the talent. Talent costs money too, but
and that's what.
And it's also a distribution deal because those podcasts are also on SiriusXM now. They weren't before, so it's not just we're giving the fans a service. We are, because if they really want you to watch it, you're watching it on ESPN. Okay, like that's where you're gonna watch or listen to it. They'll do the simulcast, like you said, but this is also a distribution arm as well for WWE. This is more another way to get their brand in front of more people. If SiriusXM still has a lot of listeners, which I assume it does, this is one place where they haven't hit yet. We don't have a whole audio arm. And instead of creating our own, which costs a lot of money, we could just have our own channel on SiriusXM.
They want to be like a sports franchise, then act like a sports franchise. Like they have their radio.
This is how they're doing it.
Like,
they got to play by. I agree with you. Are you going to create some more WWE clips now because we have a radio broadcast? We're going to hear Vic Joseph and Booker T.
I might, try and record the broadcast and see if there's any. And this is the thing. I'm sure they might start adding in how it sounded on WWE Radio on their own broadcast, and maybe
absolutely
do, like,
to get that's promotion
after, like that. And I don't know why that's exciting to me because I'm probably the most excited by this, but it's because of the clips I do already. So to me, it's like, okay, I don't want radio to die. Like there's something special about listening to sporting events on the radio, and not just sporting events, just the radio in general. Like it's a medium that I think is underrated today. And I didn't even start really listening to the radio until I was out of high school. That's how crazy it is. Like I just never listened to it. And in terms of like sports talk, like I listened to it for music, but that's kind of what radio's always been to some people. And there's more to radio than just music. And I feel like, maybe I'm just an old-fashioned person that's why I like it.
Man,
it's funny
you got to make the
like
pitch for radio, bro.
It's funny seeing all the negativity surrounding it because I understand it, but now everyone's like, oh, WWE's gonna control the narrative now. It's like, well, I mean, like,
yeah, they are,
but they've been since the 80s. They've tried, and
that's true. But
other wrestling organizations have tried as well. So it's the people that understand aren't. Like there's a group of us that doesn't let that message like brainwash us. I don't know. Well, I feel like people don't understand how big the other side is compared to like, oh yeah, but WWE is just gonna brainwash everyone. I just don't think that's true.
I think it already has happened, bro. Like I think there's more of those people than you realize who don't refer to wrestling as wrestling, they refer to wrestling as WWE.
I see.
There's
a
lot of those people.
More a social media thing.
No, I think that's a real life thing, bro. Like you talk to non-wrestling. How many wrestling fans do you talk to in your daily life? Like who is diehard wrestling fans when you go out in the world? I got maybe 1, 2 that I work with.
Well,
like, that's good brother. That's a good brother, Tommy Rowan, who's been on this podcast. Like. And newer hire just had named Jason. That's it. 3 people. Sam Morris is a big AEW fan. That's 3 people out of workplace that has over 200 people in it. I don't talk to all 200 people, but those are literally the only other people in my life that I talk wrestling about outside of you and people on this podcast.
But people said the same thing in the 80s when Hulkamania ran wild. And then WCW came in like the mid 90s and kind of turned the narrative. I'm not saying that's going to happen again, but like we've been here before. Is what I'm trying to like.
All I'm saying is don't put it past people to not study history. Don't put it past people to not even care about history.
That's what we're here for. That's what people like me and
that's
you
what we're here for,
people,
yes.
Like
that's what we're here for. But WWE is much bigger than us. Like they reach a lot more people than us.
And I understand, but like that's what the David Bixens fans, the other people that are wrestling historians, pretty much like that's what we're here for. I'm just saying,
yeah,
like, it's not. I just don't think it's like a knockout punch. People are like,
this
is the worst thing in the world. I just don't think
it may not,
because it's like there's plenty of people here to set records straight. Whether the people listen to it or not is to me, it doesn't bother me because like we know. And the other side knows, like wrestling.
I think
front hand and backhand.
I think you have a point in that wrestling has not been in the traditional media up until recently. Mm-hmm. So wrestling media has been built upon independent creators for a long time, including a Dave Meltzer. and other, what they call quote unquote dirt sheet reporters and whatnot, like they're all independent creators and they have built-in fan bases, and that's intrinsically built into wrestling fandom, I think, by this point. So I think you might have a point there, but that still doesn't mean that like the more that a conglomerate, a big company like WWE creeps into more of these traditional spaces, that they're not going to create a new type of fan by doing so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's like
not
on the
as
surface.
The diehards.
Yeah, I think that's like on the surface. But like if they're serious about wrestling, like then they'll come to learn.
Well, they don't.
Like
they don't want you to be serious. That's the thing. They don't want you to be serious. Like they're not going to be serious.
I don't think that's the end of the discussion, though. I think even if you're not serious about wrestling, you're not going to be taken seriously when you talk about it. So
that's if you care enough to talk about it outside. Like there's a lot of people who only go to wrestling shows just for the vibes. They take their kids and that's it.
Yeah,
that's just the extent of their fandom. They're not talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like we are the ones talking about it.
To me, that means they're not taking it seriously, and they're not being.
They're probably not.
If WWE's trying to send you a message, like you're not necessarily buying it because you're only here for a good time. Like you're not. If you're not deep into it, you're not going to believe everything you hear from.
These are I understand. These are the same people who fall for narratives like the NBA is dying when the NBA is making more money than they've ever made.
Yeah,
but Brian can tell you that's ridiculous. People say the WNBA is a mess. WNBA is making more revenue than they've ever made. Does it matter who is responsible for it? Like, yeah, Caitlin Clark, I'm sure is a major part of that. But the facts are the facts. But there's still out there who think that people who think that the WNBA is in shambles. Like, no, they have some things to fix up, but the WNBA is killing the game as far as women's sports leagues, as is the NWSL and others. The hockey league too in this country is doing tremendous. So there's always people out there who say certain things based on what the narratives tell them, even though the reality is right in their face. And like they say, nobody cares about women's sports. Meanwhile, the hockey league is selling out all their games. The soccer league is selling out a bunch of their games, and their teams' evaluations are going up exponentially year over year. There's going to be millionaires and billionaires investing into these teams, investing into the facilities, investing into the salaries, just like they're doing the WNBA. But yet there's still going to be a whole lot of people out there who say nobody cares. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as long as people can spread that message, they can just believe that. And that's not. And I'm saying, like, trying to get it back to wrestling, WWE is the big conglomerate. There are people who say whatever WWE says must be true. There's a lot of those people because they're not thinking critically. They're not thinking a level deeper. They're not thinking about the research behind it and all that. What's the actual truth? The truth is what they just saw. That's it.
Yeah. And I don't think that's WWE centric at this point. I think it's like politics. It's everything. It's sports. Like so to me, it's like I like the idea of having like a wrestling radio station. That's all. But it is deeper than that.
Yeah.
It absolutely is deeper than that. And I know why people are against this. But for me, like, I'm not going to listen to the other podcasts. I'm not going to listen to Busted Open Radio. I haven't. I think I've listened to Busted Open Radio a handful of times since its inception. But
there's a reason why WWE is investing in it, because people do.
Agreed.
You may not.
Agreed.
But there's a lot of people who do, apparently.
For sure. Yeah, I'm not the only person. Yeah, I know that, but I don't think Busted Open Radio is in and of itself like a narrative. I don't know.
I get you. I think that goes back to independent creators. There's been a lot of independent creators in wrestling that are built into the fandom. Brian, it sounded like you was about to say something. I didn't want to step over
that's
you.
The thing. We're talking about it's cool. We're talking about, you guys are very passionate about this radio thing. I was very intrigued with the conversation. When Nick's passionate about something, boy,
yeah, I didn't expect it to take this long.
Right. But as far as you guys were talking about narrative is all about what that particular individual sees with their own two eyes and what's around them, what's in their atmosphere. So whatever nobody cares. Oh no, you just don't care. Your mom and dad probably don't care. Your family probably don't watch. So that makes you think that the masses don't care. No, there are other people outside of your circle, buddy, and they watch this stuff and they listen to this stuff. You may not care. Well, I always correct people when they say that nobody cares. No, you just don't care. It's okay if you say you don't care. And if you really didn't care, you wouldn't be talking about it at all. So you probably care too. You just trying to convince people otherwise. And that's the part I don't get with the narrative. Like, it's not that they don't. It's not that people don't care because, like you said, Vaughn, WNBA has been trending up, and it was trending up before Caitlin Clark got there. Now the trending has been expedited
Mm-hmm.
tremendously because of Caitlin Clark. But it was already trending up. They were already expanding. They were already selling out. I know Seattle was always selling out. New York was always selling out way before Caitlin Clark came into the picture, and then when Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese came into the picture, it took off, and they
Mm-hmm.
started flying private and getting more money and signing these crazy deals. People started becoming millionaires. And there's still people out there saying nobody cares about the WNBA. Nobody watched the WNBA until 2024 when Caitlin Clark pulled up, and that's just BS because I've been watching it for 30 years. So if
Right.
I've been watching
Same.
it, that means somebody was watching it. That means your narrative of nobody watches it is untrue.
Right. But that don't make it any less true in their minds. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
as far as they're concerned, that's the fact. That's what somebody told
Yeah,
them. We have a
yeah,
society that's more susceptible to those types of things now, and
yeah.
But that's
this
what I'm
may be
saying. Like,
small.
if somebody talks to, or even is exposed to somebody that has been there, and like a new fan just comes in, but then they talk to somebody that's been there, it'll open their eyes and their minds. So I'm saying like that's why these people that are against this should be loud, and they have been, but like that's
That ain't
why
gonna
I
stop
think
it.
like yeah, it's not going to stop it, but that the other side's not going to stop either, and I think that's good. Like I'm not here saying WWE needs to be like this, takeover company that controls the narrative. They've done even under Vince McMahon, they tried to do that, and it kind of like it may have worked for other people, but is if you have enough of us, and I think there is enough of us, I think that narrative doesn't hold as tightly as they would hope. And
I
that's
don't
what I'm
know,
saying.
man.
I
I feel
don't.
like if Vince ever comes back to WWE, people are gonna cheer. So like
Yeah,
you can say there's enough
but
of us, but
yeah, and usually the people in attendance, I don't think they think they are there for the show. So if you see Vince pop out, you're like, oh my god, it's Vince McMahon. Like you're into the show, but then like, and I'm not saying I would do that, but I'm saying like the majority of fans, I don't think that would be like a supportive, type of thing for him.
I get you. It could
But
be like a shock factor thing. I
yeah,
get you,
I
but
think it's more that. But again, I could be wrong, and that doesn't make it right, But I think, there's part of me that thinks just people don't take wrestling seriously still, and they're just there for the show. It's like going
that's
to watch
fair.
a movie, and there's a lot of bad things that happen in movies, but it doesn't mean you support it. It just means like you want to, kind of get away from real life for a little bit. And wrestling is more like real life than a movie, but that's why I don't like that when people say, "Oh, it's like you can forget about everything and suspend disbelief." It's like in 2026, you can't do that when you watch wrestling. It's more real life than it's ever been. So that doesn't work for me now. But just like a radio station on SiriusXM, I was like, yeah, like let's have a radio broadcast for a pay-per-view. But everything else that comes with it, I do understand, like the people not liking that, other people that are against that. For me, like I didn't think of that as my first reaction. To me, my first reaction was like, oh, we're gonna have like a SummerSlam radio broadcast. I think that's awesome. I wish they would just kind of leave it at that and not try to like take over and be like controlling the narrative type thing. But again, that's what WWE does, but that's what they've always done, and that I guess because I've lived through that before, I was like, and it kind of worked on me as a kid. Obviously, it was like WWE's or WCW's taking all WWF's big stars. That's controlling the narrative that Vince tried to do. But then you kind of like grow up and you realize that's not the whole story. And I think that's still in play today. Like, if a lot of
I think
it's
that's
like
getting worse,
content
though.
creation. But I think
I
that's
think
in the
our
name of
kids
content
are
creation.
not. I think the people in this upcoming generation are not as quite as on it. Like as far as like
Is it
the critical
that,
thinking.
or
I
is
think
it just they don't think that creates numbers and content? So they might think that, but they're like, I'm just going to ignore that for now, which happens in sports all the time. We talked
I
about it
don't
with
know,
like
man.
the ring
I just-
culture, or not just ring culture in sports, but like you got winning the ethical way. I think that's kind of like similar.
yeah, I just think there's a lack of critical thinking happening, and
And you're not wrong. I certainly believe that to be true, but
So-
I think as long as there's people on the other side, and there will be, I think that message can get amplified. Maybe not as big as a SiriusXM radio station, but I think it can be amplified enough through social media.
well, we'll see. We'll see. As of right now, it's just WWE Radio, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Last thing before we jump to the deep dive, I feel like we've taken a long time talking about other things before this deep dive. Brian Isley got a shout out publicly this time from the METHOD Method Man on the podcast recently. Nick, do we have this clip pulled up?
We do. Brian, you want me to play it first, or you want to talk about it first?
Yeah, you can play the clip first,
All
and
right.
then we can talk about it.
Here we go.
There's a cat I rock with on Instagram, and he's been pissing off a lot of people with his takes. He has it. You know who I'm talking about? It's trash bars or super bars. What do you think about that?
I don't care. I mean, Brian is a cool guy, man, and he's basically, he's a smart guy. Let's just say that, because he's getting a lot of engagement on it. But honestly, you got to show somebody like that grace and know what innuendo is, But some of those bars really be trash, and he's just man enough to post that shit.
Hey, you know what I love about him is it's one thing when be like, yeah, he's weak as fuck.
Yeah.
He just looks in the camera.
He just looks in the camera.
That pisses the off. Like, say something.
Right. And he's hilarious.
That's an MC's worst
Yeah.
nightmare. No reaction. They say
Yeah.
in wrestling, no reaction is like death.
Yeah, well, he did that. He
Hey,
did
that's a
that
wrestling
Method
fan,
Man
yeah.
before, and Pete Rock left a comment because Pete don't know what Pete does. You want to talk about gatekeeper? With Pete Rock. Man, look, Pete Rock will punch somebody in the face over hip hop.
Oh yeah, hey.
Respect.
So Pete goes in the comments, was like, man, we kind of, because he don't get it. He's not, we from that era where you check it off top. And, I kind of put in the comment, I put, Pete, you got to show this man grace. He don't know that I wrote this when I was like 15 years old. And, this is his thing type thing, And Brian hit me in the DM. He was like, I want to thank you. He's like, I want to thank you for showing me grace, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, that's what's up. I was right about this one.
Yeah.
Right about that one.
Yeah, he got into it. He got into it with Rockwaller. I mean,
Yeah, I wish I could have gotten Rockwilder's ear. I should have called Rock, but I was like, what? He's a grown ass man. I'm gonna let him do what he do.
He spun the block though. No, he spun the block, and it actually worked out. Actually, so I
Yeah.
saw another video. It worked out. So I guess he was one of the guys where, hey, okay,
Rockwilder is very reactionary though. I love Dana. That's
Hey,
my dude right there.
he was heated. He was crazy.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
All right. Brian Isley on the But Can You Take a Punch podcast, being mentioned on that podcast. Method Man was the guest. So shout out to them for landing Method Man as a guest on their podcast. And shout out to Brian Isley, who getting respect out here in these streets from these rappers who kind of understand the notion of what you're trying to do. Like, hey, man, I didn't say that your career is trash. I didn't say your whole lineage is trash. I said this bar is trash. and like Method Man said, it probably was trash. So like, we all have some bad moments in our career. But Brian,
Right.
speak on Method Man shouting you out here on this podcast.
It's very surreal. I remember in 8th grade, I used to beatbox "Bring the Pain," and my friend Desmond used to recite the lyrics, and we used to get detention for that every day. Like
Every day.
We used to have every day. We used to cipher. We used to have a cipher in the back of math class. Mr. Scarlins eighth grade math class, and we used to have ciphers all the time. We weren't saying our own rhymes. We were just reciting Wu-Tang and Biggie rhymes, and we would get in trouble for it all the time. Spent countless hours in detention, and it was all worth it because Method Man knows me now. That's crazy. It's crazy to me that he was calling me on a first name basis. Like, it's dope. It's dope for somebody that you looked up to almost your whole entire life, acknowledging what you do. You guys have known me for over a decade. You know what I've been trying to do as far as entertainment, as far as comedy, as far as being an author, and all this other stuff. You see what I've been trying to do, trying to accomplish over the years, and for somebody as prominent and legendary as Method Man to give me flowers on my content. And the best part is like he got it immediately. Like he understood what it was. While other rappers and producers and executives were getting their panties in a bunch. And eventually they all worked out and we all talked it out and we all became better for it. Method Man got it immediately. Shout out to Jadakiss too. Jadakiss got it immediately. DJ Quick, although DJ Quick did unfollow me after I posted some of his trash bars,
Oh,
but then
damn.
he refollowed me though. He refollowed me though, so we're good.
He got over it.
Big
Okay,
Get,
that's good.
yeah, he got over it. He got over it. Big Get from Goody Mob, Lady of Rage, Memphis Bleak, Little C's, all these people that I grew up listening to in my teenage years, and they're showing love to me. And Method Man said I was hilarious. Bro, I'm using that as an actual credit from now on.
Yeah, you gotta use that as a review. Hilarious
As a,
quote dot Method Man.
as seen on Apollo, heard on SiriusXM, and oh, by the way, Method Man said he's hilarious.
Yeah,
So,
like
it's
a
cool, man.
film review.
Right. It's awesome. So shout out to Meth and shout out to everybody who's following me, posting this content, Trash Bars, Super Bars, book Brian Isley, man. It's been a dope experience these past 6 months. Very surreal.
Look at that, Brian Isley,
Good stuff.
moving up in the world. Moving up in the world.
I just
Let's
need the
move-
money to match.
I told him, I was like, he's not the third
That's
man,
fair.
he's the man.
Thank you. Shout out to Nick for clipping that up and sending it to me so I can post it on my socials and stuff. Thank you for that, bro.
problem,
He
no
did that
problem.
immediately.
Anytime.
He was like, I'm already at my computer. I'm locked and loaded. I was like, all right.
Locked and loaded. Yeah, there it is. So, shout out to Brian Isley. He was on the show. Shout out to you, Brian Isley. I'm saying shout out to Brian Isley as if you're not here right now. But
I take all the shout outs, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
no problem. All right, now let's finally get to our deep dive. Good Lord, we've talked
we
about a
were
lot of
here.
stuff on this podcast. Yeah, Jesus. But here we are. 2006. Vengeance 2006. Nick, are you ready
man.
to dive deep into a Patreon request for this deep dive?
Vengeance,
I think that's yes.
a powerful retaliation against injustice. I got an awakening as to how ECW does business. No matter the odds. Bring anybody you want. Hell, bring everybody you got. John Cena, Sabu, in an extreme lumberjack match. You want in? All you gotta do is show up. But one man's injustice. What the hell is that? What's that? It's Edge! Is another man's triumph. We just witnessed history. Rob Van Dam finally wins the big one. And what drives our actions. Oh my God! That's what we get for inviting Edge. That's disrespectful. Is this need for domination? You're looking at the next WWE champion. Me.
Me.
Beware the lure of power. Break his damn neck.
Oh my God.
Use it, and you may unleash your worst nightmare. It appears that we have just seen the reuniting of DX. Are you ready? We only got 2 words for ya. Degeneration X is back, bigger.
Oh boy. I don't know. Oh my God.
I've got 2 words for DX. Living hell. We're gonna get rid of those bastards. And vengeance the 5 of you. The damn DX. We are
Damn
capable
DX.
of many things. You are gonna get
Oh
your
my
asses
God.
handed to you. DX style. But the most destructive of all.
Oh my God. What was that? I don't even know what that was. Hold up, bro. Not having the visual for that was wild. When he's that's not.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
You might have to bleep that out, bro. You don't know what that was. That's crazy. That's wild stuff. Vince McMahon was insane.
That whole intro was dumb. That was so
So silly. But that was the introduction for Vengeance in 2006. The show took place on June 25th, 2006. And for the first time in the history of our deep dives, a show will emanate from a venue named after its main tenant. Because the show took place at Charlotte Bobcats Arena in Charlotte, North Carolina. The venue today is now known as the Spectrum Center, home of the Charlotte Hornets. But on this night, it was the home of the Charlotte Bobcats. And you're probably wondering, what? Who are the Bobcats? And how did they get in the NBA? Tiny little history lesson, just real quick. The Charlotte Hornets were founded in 1988 and had the dopest colors and uniforms of the era. Brian, you can back me up on this. The Hornet starter jacket, fire.
I saw that a lot
iconic.
as a kid.
There's a reason why you saw it a lot, because it was fire. Okay,
It's
the
a
white,
It's a hood staple.
absolutely. The white pinstripe jersey, fire. Okay, the Hornets jersey, crazy. But in 2002, they moved to New Orleans, leaving Charlotte without a basketball team. But that didn't last too long, as the Bobcats came to town in 2004. And you'd probably be like, where'd they get the Bobcats from? That's a unique name. Well, the team was named after its owner, Robert Johnson, a.k.a. Bob Johnson, who was the founder of BET, Black Entertainment Television, making him the first African-American person to be the majority owner of a major sports team in this country. So, but we'll have more on the Bobcats / Hornets later, because I got a lot of stuff on them in the random thoughts about like franchise history and which history belongs to who, and it's weird stuff there. That only a sports fan can even understand, but I don't think I'm trying to educate y'all non-sports fans too on this, because it's weird. But on this night, there were 6,800 people in the building for this Raw brand pay-per-view known as Vengeance, and it was a little bit of an interesting time in WWE. We got, as our WWE champion and ECW champion, Rob Van Dam. He's the champion, according to Lillian Garcia. She announced him on this show. But yeah, ECW is back. Extreme Championship Wrestling is a full brand now. You know what else is back? D-Generation X.
Oh yeah.
That damn DX.
It's 1997 all over again. We got ECW, we got DX. Wait, DX in the main event against the Spirit Squad? Why? What? What's going on here? We'll get into it and everything else that happens on the show. But before we get into anything else involving this show, we got to get into the Patreon request that we had for this show, courtesy of Alfred Garr, one of our beloved listeners out there, who came in with this request, and he gets to make a cameo on the show that he requested. So again, Alfred Garr, this week's patron, take it away with his thoughts on your thoughts, I have to say, for Vengeance 2006.
What's up, straight shooters? This is Alfred Garr from Lexington, Kentucky. I'm giving you my thoughts on WWE Vengeance 2006. Just before we start off on my thoughts, I just want to tell you guys I appreciate you guys for keeping me preoccupied and busy for the last 7 months here. 4 of them were spent in the NICU with my daughter, who was born 24 weeks premature. So you guys kept me busy and, kind of my mind off things at times. So I just want to tell you guys I appreciate that. But just going into my thoughts on WWE Vengeance 2006, I'm not going to really give you a breakdown of best match and all this other stuff. I just want to tell you guys the reason I requested this is because I feel like, just like you and Nick's favorite year is 1997, I think 2006 was the time of my life where I'm in middle school and all these things are happening with the feud with DX versus the McMahons and the Spirit Squad, and got all these things going on in 2006 that I remember pretty vividly. As far as this pay-per-view itself, me, my mom, my brother, we all watched this on pay-per-view live, which was pretty cool. Just watching it back, a lot of the stuff is a little odd now. It doesn't really hold up too much, especially, I don't care to see Triple H's butt, and all this other weird stuff that back then I will say I was popping for, but now it's just like, why is this a thing? But as far as the, like the pay-per-view itself, I do enjoy, the video packages. I enjoyed the Sabu versus John Cena Lumberjack match video package. I think that's kind of a missing thing these days in WWE is the video packages. And as far as the Spirit Squad versus DX match, there's a lot of funny moments in that match. Like I said, not so much the end. I don't really care to watch that back all the time. But just 2006 was just for me anyway, was a year that a lot of things were going on that I remember. I remember going to Backlash 2006, the couple months prior, which of course was the infamous God versus the McMahons and Shawn Michaels and all that stuff. But just in general, 2006 was just one of those years that I remember vividly because I was in middle school and a lot of things were going on with WWE at that time. So I just requested you guys to, review it so I can hear your thoughts. And I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about WWE Vengeance 2006. Again, you guys do an awesome job with the straight shooters, and I appreciate you guys for honoring this request. And you guys get into it and tell me what you think about it. And the straight shooters, keep up the great work. Alfred Garr signing off.
Shout out to Alfred Garr from Lexington, Kentucky, home of the Kentucky Wildcats, by the way. I don't know if you're a Wildcats fan, Alfred, but thanks again for your patronage. First, also, let me say that I hope that you and your family is good. Hope your daughter is okay. Born premature 24 weeks early. I'm sure that was a tough time for you and your family. So hope everybody's healthy. Hope everybody's okay. And hope you're doing good, man. And thanks again for your patronage of this particular show. He also got to see God wrestle. Oh, man. How many people can say they saw God have a match? But Alfred Garr can say that. And he could also say he was a patron on the Straight Shooters and a guest on the Straight Shooters. And you can do the same. If you head to patreon.com/shootersradio, put your request in, and we will fulfill it. And just like Alfred, you can make a cameo here on the Straight Shooters. Again, patreon.com/shootersradio. But let's get into this whole card here from Vengeance 2006. Let's start off with the stage, which was, for me, pretty basic for the time, in my opinion. There was a V logo with two screens next to it, and Vengeance in letters above the stage. I like the way the lights moved around the V logo, but that was about it. That's all I had for it. But there was that. But we also have our format for this show. I should have mentioned this already, but I'll mention it now. We, of course, have Match of the Night, Worst Match of the Night, Best Non-Wrestling Happening, Worst Non-Wrestling Happening, Hidden Gems, Best Spot, Worst Spot, My Dog Spot, and, of course, some random thoughts. So, Nick, I want to start with you. What was your Match of the Night from Vengeance 2006?
A match that should have probably been the main event for the WWE title, Rob Van Dam versus Edge. I forgot Rob Van Dam had one successful title defense after he won the title. And this was that match. Because a week from this point, he would lose the WWE title to Edge on in a triple threat match on Raw. So I thought, like, just this era in general, I was kind of into. I think the 2004 to 2007 WWE era is a little underrated. I think they had a lot of good stuff that felt like wrestling again after the Attitude Era, and even like that 2002, 2003, where it just felt like a lull to me personally. 2004 kind of picked up a little bit, and and listen, ECW was being brought back, and reportedly at the time going to be like its own separate thing, and very little WWE involvement, and I felt like just this WWE involvement was like, okay, like, sure, ECW needs a little boost in the beginning, but there'll be no WWE involvement after a few months, right?
No.
So I was ecstatic for like Rob Van Dam being the WWE champion. I was like a big RVD mark back then, and a lot of good stuff in this match. I mean, I just don't see how there's a better match on the card on this night. Edge playing into I guess the Hurricanes had just won the Stanley Cup in 2006, and Edge kind of being like ECW or the WWE title being in ECW is just as ridiculous as the Stanley Cup being in North Carolina. And that I got a big pop out of that one.
And those damn Hurricanes did it again.
They did. It was just incredible timing by Alfred to request this after the Hurricanes just won the Stanley Cup again just a few months ago or last month. So, I thought, it was a prototypical RVD and Edge match where I liked pretty much everything. The spots were great. Edge doing a sunset flip power bomb on RVD to the outside with like a pretty gnarly landing. I thought that was really good. Power bombing him into the guardrail. RVD doing a running cross body block, onto Edge on the apron. Setting up for a frog splash and Edge moving around, and then him turning into a modified, which JR loved to use the word modified, Rolling Thunder. Just a lot of different spots here that I really enjoyed in making this seem like, probably should have been the main event. And RVD obviously winning, keeping the title, and it only lasts for another week. But, man, I was like on a wrestling high kind of at this time with RVD being the WWE champion. And, ECW being brought back, and he's the ECW champion too. I was like, I felt like my wrestling fandom was returning in a way that I hadn't felt since, the early 90s. The 95 WWF, man, it's hard to compete with.
Stop it.
So
Stop it right now.
But, yeah, that's my match of the night.
I will say I had this at an honor. Stupid. I had this at an honorable mention.
Oh, wow.
Honorable mention. I got another match for a match of the night, but I did find it funny that RVD was announced as the champion. It's like, did you not want to call him WWE and ECW champion, or did Lillian Garcia mess this up? I don't know, but either way, he is the champion, which is kind of weird. But leave it to Vince to say, "Oh, you're the champion. I like you, but you're not in my main events." Heaven knows, no. DX, get in the main event with those male cheerleaders, please, because RVD and Edge can't sell a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And then you wonder why people like Bret Hart said there was kind of a relationship between Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon.
Bruh.
Like, what kind of stuff is that, bro? Like, you got your champion. Your champion is not in your main event for.
He's got 2 belts, by the way.
He got 2 belts. The reunion of DX and the Spirit Squad. That's the main event. Come on, son. This is when I was tuning out. This is when I was tuning out of wrestling. I was like, yo, this ain't it. I'm gonna go ahead and give me a job.
Well, the WWF title used to be the middle match in a pay-per-view before,
No, but by this time, this is not the case. If Triple H is defending the title, he would have been in the main event. So
true.
Let's not kid ourselves as to what was really happening here. He just didn't think that, for one, he probably thought that DX reuniting was a bigger deal than this championship match, which to some extent, yes, if you have an opponent that's not the Spirit Squad too. Like, I feel like if they had him go against people who are also main eventers, maybe you could have convinced me of that in a more serious angle that didn't involve slime and everything else that this angle had that was just nonsense. Instead, it's nonsense in the main event of this show. Granted, it's a June show, that's a Raw only show, but like, you got Rob Van Dam and Edge on this show and Rob Van Dam with 2 belts. You also got John Cena going against Sabu on this show. Like, what? And this is the main event? I digress. My match of the night from this show is the Intercontinental Championship match, the triple threat, where Shelton Benjamin defended his title against Carlito and Johnny Nitro. This, to me, like you said, there was a lot of good wrestling at this time, and this was, to me the epitome of that, as far as like three young guys, or youngish guys, newer guys who brought a lot of unique offense to the table. And for whatever reason, WWE just said, you're still not gonna be main eventers in a year. I don't know why. He just never gave these guys the full push. He just didn't believe in them to that extent. But they went out here and killed this. They had this Tower of Doom spot that for 2006 was insane.
Got a
and
holy chant.
Yeah, a holy poop chant and a standing ovation from the fans because they lost their minds. They hadn't really seen too many of those Tower of Doom spots yet. Now we see them all the time. But in 2006, you didn't see Johnny Nitro hit the German suplex while Benjamin's vertical suplex and Carlito to the mat. Like, that's just something you just didn't see that much. And the only issue I might have had with this match was that when Carlito hits the backstabber at the end on Benjamin, it took forever for Johnny Nitro to kind of pull Carlito out of the ring so he can pin Shelton Benjamin. Besides that, I thought this was a great match. And between this and the WWE Championship match, it definitely helped the as far as the wrestling quality on this show. Which, I mean, there's a couple other good matches, but these are definitely the two that stood out above the rest for sure.
I agree with you.
Worst match of the night, though. I feel like there's a prime candidate for this, but Nick, I'll start with you. What's your worst match of the night?
I had three.
Damn.
It almost felt like it was in a row, but I'm gonna. I have a reason. I have a reason for not picking one of them that I think might be yours. So and I'll wait till you say yours for that one. But I'm going to say. Go ahead.
You asked Nick what was the worst match of the night. The whole card is the worst.
You gotta pick one. Don't be like Hank Aaron and root for everybody.
I'm gonna go Umaga versus Eugene. Because
that was the obvious choice. I got that same one.
Oh, okay,
that was easy.
Okay. Well, there were two others that I was just like, "What the hell is this? Does this belong on pay-per-view?" So I'll mention those later. But yeah, Umaga and Eugene, I felt like we were setting up for something with Hacksaw coming out, Doink coming out, and Kamala coming out, and Umaga just killed everyone except Kamala, who he wound up killing the next night. But why was this on pay-per-view? Like it could have been. They didn't have Sunday Night Heat at this time? I think they did. Why not just do it on there?
They might have.
Like, come on.
But it's a Raw show, so you don't have that many people at your disposal. So Eugene, you get a pay-per-view match now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it is. This is why they don't do these anymore, because they don't have the depth. So if they did a super show, they wouldn't have been on the show, but they only got half the roster at their disposal. Eugene, come on down. And let's bring Doink, Hacksaw, and Kamala with you, because they got a lot in common, apparently. They just be hanging out. But yeah, this is also my worst match of the night. It was very quick. They didn't, like you said, the Legends didn't really do much to help them during the match. They tried after the match.
He was like getting killed, and they were just chilling outside.
Right. Umaga beat the brakes off of Eugene real fast. They tried to help him after the match. That didn't work neither. Duggan and Doink caught Samoan spikes with the quickness, and then Armando was like, "Hey, he's about to attack Kamala." He's like, "No, don't do it yet. Don't touch him. No, we'll leave." And this was done to set up a match the next night on Raw, where they just delayed the inevitable because Kamala caught his Samoan spike too. So. Don't worry. He's just beating up Legends, and that's how he's going to get over. Let's put him over against these guys.
Just wait till tomorrow night so we can get another payday. We can make a Raw appearance and cash that paycheck.
Yep, and you're still catching the Samoan spike, though, so we're just delaying it one day. So, yeah, not fun. Not fun on that. But what were the other matches you had in there?
So I didn't like how the 2 out of 3 falls match with Mick Foley and Ric Flair wound up, with Flair winning 2 falls in a row and it being like a 7-minute match. And I even put this is like 10 years too late. I understand like the impetus for this feud was, what Ric Flair wrote in his book about Mick Foley being a glorified stuntman. I liked the idea at the time of having like 2 legends kind of duke it out, and Mick Foley's a legend, Ric Flair's a legend. But in the ring, it was time, so they didn't really. The moment of the match was Ric Flair gushing blood after being attacked.
I thought the finish actually made sense for the story, given that Flair did disrespect him and call him a glorified stuntman, and Mick Foley said, "I'm just gonna beat your ass. I'm just gonna beat you up."
Well, the finish was Ric Flair did a small package for the first fall. This is a 2 out of 3 falls match, and then putting Foley in the figure 4, and then Foley just hitting him with a trash can. It's like you couldn't get more.
And then
out
he
of
hit him
this
with the baseball with the barbed wire bat, and he was bleeding. It was like, oh my god, I'm bleeding. Like to me, that was. I think Mick Foley won the match. I don't care what the referee said. Mick Foley looks like the winner because he just beat Homeboy up. Okay,
and they wound up having an I Quit match at SummerSlam, which also didn't really land for me that much. So I had maybe my expectations were too high for two guys like this that were, beat up pretty much. Their bodies can only do. I mean, Ric Flair would wrestle for 2 more years, but at this point, it was just like he was a glorified stuntman in the ring at this point of his career, And Mick Foley, he was moving around like John Cena does today, and it was a rough watch with like 2 legends that I thought. Maybe the blood should have been, during the match or something. I don't know. But, again, probably shouldn't have expected that much from them. But I will say I did enjoy that more than Kane versus Imposter Kane as well.
You know what's crazy about that? I have that match listed somewhere else, and it might surprise you.
Oh, wow. Well, the thing is, I liked seeing Kane in, his gear when he debuted, like the Imposter Kane. I liked seeing that, and obviously it reminds you of Undertaker versus Undertaker and stuff like that. But in terms of bell to bell, I just this is pretty bad.
I disagree. I had that as a hidden gem, bro. I think Kane versus Imposter Kane the match was actually way better than it had any right being. By the way, Imposter Kane was played by Luke Gallows on this night. Yeah. But I thought the match itself was actually pretty good, all things considered. The fans are into it. I thought they did the best they could. The story is trash. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not looking forward to Kane versus Imposter Kane. But if you're talking about just the match, just bell to bell, I didn't see any promos and that probably would taint my thought about the match. It's like, dude, this is terrible. But just the match, I thought it was fine. I thought it wasn't bad, actually. I see why Luke Gallows got on the main roster. He could work. I see. I'm sure Kane was like, yo, homeboy can work. You should do something with him. Then he made him Festus.
Yeah, I can't believe he won, too. Imposter Kane won.
Yes,
match.
That was insane.
This is the second time ever I've watched this match, by the way. So, I just...
Imposter Kane is the real. I'm the new El Grande Americano. I'm the guy.
Real talk.
You're Chad Gable now.
Right. I'm just, like I said, I would not be surprised if Kane, after having this match, put in a good word for Luke Gallows, and that's what got him on the main roster as Festus. Because they saw a big guy that can work and made him Festus.
Dude, I loved that, by the way. He turns into a monster when the bell rings, and then turns back into whatever when the bell rings after the match. I like that.
They had a match with Festus and Undertaker on SmackDown, I think, where Festus was going toe to toe with the Undertaker, and I'm pretty sure he lost. But they built it up as Festus is he's stepping up, and they didn't really do anything with him after that. He had that match, and I'm sure the Undertaker was like, "Hey, kid can work," and they was like, "Nah, we're done here. We're good, actually. We're not gonna put Festus in the main event. We're not gonna do that. Why we playing?" But best non-wrestling happening from Vengeance 2006. Since we're on the kind of the Mick Foley, Ric Flair train, I will go with Foley cutting the promo on Flair's book before the match, where I thought in the book Flair was actually rough on Mick Foley, because in hindsight, calling him a glorified stuntman to me sounds absurd. Because sure, did Mick Foley take big bumps? Yeah, sure he did. But if that's all you saw when you saw Mick Foley or wherever character he's playing at that point, you missed the beauty of the controlled chaos that was Cactus Jack, or the deranged nuance of Mankind, or the hilarity of Dude Love. And you also missed Mick Foley, who was a best-selling author. So I think maybe there was a method to the madness, but Ric Flair is probably yelling woo at people to notice. He might just go woo and didn't notice that there is a method to that madness. Now, that madness did result in a lot of injuries for Mick Foley, don't get me wrong. And he did probably take a too many risks, but I don't think calling him a glorified stuntman is fair at all. I think that's ridiculous and discredits his a lot of his work that he did well before he became Mankind, even as Cactus Jack in WCW. I think that's absurd to say. And Mick Foley cut a really good promo talking about that. But I just think, like, damn, that's rough, bro, saying that about him and Mick Foley's career. Even in 2006, that was rough.
Yeah.
But, Nick, what was your best non-wrestling happening?
I'm sorry, but 2 Vince McMahon skits cracked me up.
No. These are my worst non-wrestling
Oh,
happenings. Oh, no.
I'm not here for the DX sophomore hijinks, but there's nothing else that made me laugh as much as Vince McMahon taking a penis pump into the bathroom.
Oh, my God.
And it exploding, and then him walking out with green all over his face.
Oh,
And saying, "That damn DX." How's that not? I don't know. Maybe the DX reunion worked on me back then, but
I mean, I'm sure it did. I'm sure that's crazy. But
I was 21
Brian,
though. Like I was 20. Well, I mean,
to catch you up, Brian, Vince is backstage during the show, and there's a kid who comes into the room in his dressing room, his office. He's in a wheelchair, and just so happens the kid is wearing a DX shirt, and Vince at this time hates everything DX, so he proceeds to berate this child because they're wearing a DX shirt. He's just ranting at this child in a wheelchair. He then said, "You know what I'm gonna do, little kid? I'm going to push you out the room, sending you on the highway to hell." And he literally opened his door and pushed his kid out. This kid is screaming, "No!" And crash, he goes. Meanwhile, when he opens the door, or I guess when Coach comes in another door, right? He brings in a gift that DX left outside of Vince's door, which is the penis pump. Because, penises, right? And then Coach is like, "Hey, man, by the way, I know you're frustrated with this DX stuff, but I got this friend of mine, this personal friend of mine. He thinks you're his hero, and he's in the wheelchair, and he just wants to talk to you." And Vince, and just what happened, of course, that was the kid he just tossed out of the room. And the kid obviously would never be the same again, but he also needs some therapy. If Vince is his hero, he needs some help. He needs to pick some new heroes. Okay? But then later on...
Hard to feel bad for him, right?
That's crazy. You can feel a little bad for him. But again, so that's how the penis pump gets into the room. And then later on, Vince is just sitting by himself and being like, why not? I can use a couple more inches here and there, why not?
You're laughing. You're laughing. How's it not a top non-wrestling?
Because this is absurd. This is why, this does not belong on TV, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want to see Vince do something with the penis pump. I'm sorry. That should not be an angle.
We didn't. He went and shut the door. You didn't see him do anything.
And it was a prank, Brian. He goes into the bathroom and the thing explodes and it's smoky and like it's Wile E. Coyote on Looney Tunes. You know what I'm saying? He walked out. He's all, "Man, that damn DX." Come on. Come on, man. Really?
2006.
This is also the era of Big Dick Johnson. Don't forget that.
Yeah, just been on TV like the previous week or something.
Big Dick Johnson is just running around spraying baby oil on himself naked. People thought that was... Vince thought that was hilarious.
Pause the whole segment.
Vince thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
you can't convince me nobody else thought it was funny.
Vince, Sean, and Triple H thought it was hilarious.
I don't know. I think this is straight from Vince.
Probably Coach, too.
I'm sure they thought it was hilarious after Vince pitched it because Vince wanted to do it. But I don't know if they would have been like on board to do it otherwise. So, but that's Vince doing penis pump jokes.
Damn DX.
So yeah, that's my worst non-wrestling happening. Both of those. Another one that I had as like an honorable mention was pretty much everything that happened after the main event between DX and Spirit Squad.
See, that's what I was gonna say. How does that not take the top spot?
Because I'll say honorable mention, but it's in there. It's in contention because holy hell, the WWE just buried Spirit Squad day one. They were the tag team champions at this time too.
Yes. Yep.
And after the match, they beat up all 5 of these guys. There's bodies strewn all about. and they just hit him with one finisher after another. And then Vince stands like, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. And they're just standing there saying, suck it. And then pedigreeing him and super kicking him. And they're just lying down. Didn't they take, what did they do to one guy? They took him and did something with him.
Mitch.
What did they do to Mitch?
Put his face into Triple H's ass.
Oh, how can I forget? He made him join the Kiss My Ass Club, bro. Which is a Vince McMahon. Who thought of that? Vince. Who thought that was funny? Vince. And they did it. Triple H pulled his pants down and they shoved his developmental talent's face into his butt after he wrestled a match.
See, that's not funny. That's my worst non-wrestling happening because that's not funny. But the other two were. The other two were pretty funny. I
feel you on that. I can't let that slide. But this is definitely not sliding nothing nowhere around here.
And people are like, insane. Oh, you can't bury a champion if you put the belts on him. This is a prime example.
Literally what they did. Buried them kids. Had them 2 people beat 5 of them. Oh, they got in the main event. And they got somebody's face got busted open on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Nose got broke.
Johnny
Jeter's face was leaking everywhere. Even while he's
the whole match too, it didn't even clot up. It felt like it was like
he puts on the bandana, is doing like his karate gimmick, but his face is all messed up. This is just insane stuff. And then the thing is, it's like you call these guys up. These are developmental talents. This is their first time on the main roster. You give them the tag titles. You give them DX, which is like, yeah, that's a huge deal. But then you beat them here. I think they beat them a couple more times. And then you beat them all up later in the year, and you put them in a box that said OVW on it and sent them back down. What the hell, bro? Did you not care about these guys' careers at all? Thank goodness Dolph Ziggler became who he became. But like, you just saying we just needed you to get beat up by DX and be gone with you. But how did you develop these guys? How did these guys get better? How did these guys get more over? I would say 1 through 5, none of them got more over. People didn't even know that Dolph Ziggler was in the Spirit Squad until people had to go back and look and be like, oh wait, that is Nikki. But fortunately, he shed that before he went off on his own, became Dolph Ziggler. Because Nikki was cooked. Man, what is the plan here? How did this help DX even? They beat a bunch of scrubs. I just don't get it. But I agree with you, Nick. I'm sure everybody was buying the merch. I was excited to see DX come back. And then this happened. I was like, I'm good, actually. I'm all right. And then in years, like a year or two, they're just tossing glow sticks to everybody. Like, the thing is, DX came back and they were around for multiple years. They were a tag team like in 08, 09, going against Legacy, going against Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. I don't know how it lasted that long. I don't get it.
Triple H tore his quad in between, so
that's true.
Pause on it, and then they, I guess, reunited again.
And they picked it back up because that's when Shawn Michaels was trying to quit. He was working. He's a line cook. Now that was funny. I'll give you that. When he didn't want to wrestle anymore. He's in the chef outfit.
Yeah, that was funny. And is that when he kicked the girl?
Yeah, he kicked some. I think he did kick a little girl. He kicked people behind the line. It was crazy. That was funny. Yeah, papers were flying everywhere. That was funny, but this was not funny. This was terrible. Shawn Michaels working as a line cook because he doesn't want to wrestle anymore, and Triple H having to go to his job to convince him to come back.
Yeah, that was funny. I remember that. That was hilarious.
Oh man, that was so stupid. That was way better than this. Way better than this. And lastly, I had the whole thing with Maria and her supposed personality of her just being not that smart, but yet she's on TV asking people questions. Why did they do that to her? She was a smart person. Like, why did they make her dumb like that? And then her and Tori Wilson rub oil on each other while Carlito is holding dogs. And he's like, oh, this is great. And then they play his music. No, I don't want to leave now. And it's like, what are we doing here?
Try to be Attitude Era-ish still.
And these are the only women that appeared on the show not named Lita. I guess Lillian Garcia. Like, I think, right? There wasn't a women's match on the show. No. Not even in the pre-show. That was Val Venus and Rob Conway.
Who were lumberjacks later in the night. So they were featured twice, but no women.
Mm-mm. And Tori Wilson got to be in a bathing suit when she comes out. Hidden gems. I already told you. Kane versus Imposter Kane. I'm not changing my pick, but it is what it is.
That's probably a better hidden gem than because it's definitely hidden. But like people remember that as bad, so I don't know. But Randy Orton versus Kurt Angle was I forgot that happened, and that was Randy Orton and Kurt Angle. So I thought that was a great hidden gem. I like the story they told a little bit.
I
Kurt
feel like
Angle,
it wasn't
ECW and Randy Orton going back to Raw, and they had like a thing, and Orton was selling really well. So I mean, like a lot better match than I expected for that era Kurt Angle.
They just beat Kurt Angle though. It was just weird how he just lost this match. And this is peak Angle time. We don't say the other word. Peak Angle time in ECW. And I'm thinking it's because Orton is a Raw guy and Angle is an ECW guy. And like, ain't no ECW guy beating a Raw guy, even if he is an Olympic gold medalist. Don't matter. But I'm assuming also Orton probably needed the win because it's not like he was like red hot in 2006. And Kurt Angle's eventually
he was more of
was on his way out.
I don't know if he was supposed to be a heel, but he was getting cheered. He got a big pop after he pinned Angle.
Yeah, I don't know, but it wasn't like he was in like world title contention at this time.
No.
Or soon after this. I think I can remember.
JR mentioned that he had like a injury, and during that time his SmackDown contract lapsed, so that's why he went back to Raw. I was like, okay, who's the one that dropped the ball on that one? Or something, but
somebody let his contract expire. I don't know. That's weird.
He wasn't going to TNA though.
Nope. It's either Raw or SmackDown. He wasn't even going to Sunday Night Heat or Velocity. One of those two shows. Did you have a best spot from Vengeance 2006?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it earlier, the Nitro hanging in the Tree of Woe in the triple threat match, and Shelton Benjamin jumps up to the ropes while Carlito is, crouched up there and in the same, corner and getting ready to superplex Carlito out, and Johnny Nitro sits up, grabs Shelton around the waist, and does the German suplex while Shelton superplexes Carlito. I thought that was a great visual. Got the holy chant, and I remember watching it live, and I was like, wow, the crowd really loved that. Like, did I miss something? Because I'm so used to seeing it now, stuff like that. But yeah, you're right. Back in 2006, we didn't see that much, and when we did, it was more mid-card stuff. We never saw that stuff in the main event, no matter who was in the main event.
Well, no, not at this time. Absolutely not.
So yeah, that was a great spot.
Yeah, I would throw another one in there from that match is when Carlito did his like springboard dive he went from one of the corner turnbuckles, jumped to the rope, bounced off the rope onto the floor onto Shelton Benjamin and Johnny Nitro at that time. So that was a cool spot as well.
Yeah.
Worst spot of the night, I'm gonna go with those spots you mentioned earlier from the RVD Edge match with the sunset flip powerbomb on the floor. That looked brutal, and then the powerbomb he gave to RVD on the barricade also looked terrible. Same for the chair shots in the John Cena Sabu match, which we haven't really talked about too much, but this is like a ECW WWE kind of turf war kind of deal, and John Cena won. Not surprisingly, but not before he hit a FU/attitude adjustment on Sabu that sent him flying out of the ring, and he hit the edge of a table on the way down. He didn't go through it; he hit the edge of it and hit the floor. It looked rough, and it's like, damn.
Brutal.
So those were some rough
you
ones.
You literally saw the table there, dude. Like you couldn't put a little more oomph into your FU to launch Sabu a little bit further. Like what the hell?
I mean, they're just doing stuff in 2006, apparently. Like, again, sunset flip powerbomb on the floor, and RVD, like, bounced and slid after. Like,
talk about
some velocity.
Mr. Kennedy being unsafe. Like, Cena, like, had a few instances where he looked definitely unsafe. So, that was one of them.
It did not look great. Did not go great for Sabu, I'm sure. But what did you have for worst spot?
Kane. He tried the superplex imposter Kane off the turnbuckle, and it looked like one of the worst moves I've ever seen. He didn't know. I don't know if Imposter Kane was on the top rope, and Kane was like afraid to go up there. He went to the middle rope, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not going up there." Maybe it was like a balance thing. He just wasn't. He was scared. And Luke Gallows is so damn tall that you can't. If Kane's going to be on the middle rope to suplex you, and Luke's already standing on the top rope, there's no way to like make it look good. If you're gonna like regain control of Luke Gallows to do a superplex, so he just kind of like tossed him over his shoulder as they came down, and luckily no one got hurt. But that looked like a terrible, terrible communication and just like a bad looking spot. And obviously JR had to say modified because that
Modified suplex,
his special word for whenever somebody screws up.
Yep,
it's
modified
a good
is
word.
code for mistake.
Not a bad little code word there.
Not at all.
Instead of saying, "Oh, they messed that one up," they say he didn't get all of it,
Right.
or
Like,
it's modified.
I liked when Tony would say that, though, on WCW. He'd be like, didn't seem like he got all of it, but he got enough. Or even like Vince McMahon in the main event of WrestleMania 12 when Shawn Michaels had to hit 2 Sweet Chin musics on Bret Hart. The first one is like, he didn't get all of it. I don't think he got all of it. And he was right. So I don't mind that if you're like, because we're watching and we're like, yeah, you're right. So,
no, it's modified. He did it on purpose.
Stuff, it was like, what?
He did it on purpose. He meant to do it that way. Let's get into the random thoughts here. I mentioned earlier I was going to get into the whole Charlotte Hornets / Charlotte Bobcat situation here because the Hornets, as we know them today, have an interesting history because they did move to New Orleans in 2002, but they eventually changed their name to the Pelicans, who they are today. But when the Bobcats became the Hornets, they assumed the Hornets' history again, leaving the Pelicans. Now their history starts now in 2002 instead of 1988. It's almost similar to like what the Ravens did when, if you remember, the Ravens used to be the Cleveland Browns. The Browns moved to Baltimore to become the Ravens. But when the Browns came back in 99, they took all their history back, and the Ravens' history now begins in 1996. By the way, the Thunder, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they are the Seattle Supersonics. But there's a lot of talk about the Sonics returning to Seattle. If there's an NBA team in Seattle, they're going to be called the Supersonics. They damn well better be because it's one of the best names in the history of sports.
Yes.
But now, if they come back, I guess they would just take back the Supersonics history, and now the Thunder would begin in 2009, I guess? I don't know.
It better. That's how it better go. Listen, I need Gary Payton and Sean Kemp's jerseys retired. They're not going to get them retired by the Thunder. They already refused. They need to get it retired in Seattle. They were Supersonics. So it needs to be the Seattle Supersonics. It can't be any other name but that. That is by far the dopest name in the NBA. And it sucks that the Seattle Supersonics are not around right now.
They haven't been around.
And
been around for a while. There's a whole generation of fans that don't know the Seattle Supersonics, don't know Gary Payton and Sean Kemp back in the day killing it, and then going to the finals in 96, going to 6 games with the 72-10 Bulls. They need to know these things. Those green jerseys, the green and yellow.
I had it. I had a Sean Kemp jersey. I wore it when I played basketball. That's how much I love that. That's the original Lob City to me. The Seattle Supersonics with Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Nate McMillan, Detlef Schrempf, Irvin Johnson, not Magic, the other Irvin Johnson, and George Karl coaching the team. Like, I remember that squad. I have very fond memories of that squad, except when they were the number 1 seed and they lost to the Denver Nuggets, who were the 8th seed. That was terrible. But and that kind of forced NBA's hand to, maybe we shouldn't do a best of 5 in the first round anymore. We should do a best of 7 so that we can ensure that the better team wins. Because this ain't it.
Yeah, the Nuggets, and I vividly remember Dikembe being on the floor going like, yes, Dikembe Mutombo, he's on the floor, yes, we won.
Like they
Rest
won
in
the
peace
title.
to Dikembe. I mean, look, if you're the AC, you beat the 1 seed, and I don't think that ever really happened back then. That was winning the championship.
First time ever. Absolutely correct. Sonics were supposed to win it all that year.
Man, we need bring back the Supersonics. Bring them back. Bring back the Sonics, baby. Come on.
I have a question.
Get it done. If you're gonna put a team in Vegas, put the team also in Seattle. They got an arena. I don't know if they're gonna play in the same arena. I know the Kraken play in an arena. I would assume it's a new one. I don't vividly remember what arena they play in, but there is an arena there that is functioning right now. Let's get it done. What was you going to say, Nick? I'm sorry.
I have a question. Is there a reason New Orleans couldn't readopt like the Jazz name from Utah when they moved to New Orleans?
I'm sure Utah owned it and they didn't want to give it up. But
why?
I'm with you. I think the New Orleans team should have been the Jazz. That's where they started.
Yeah.
And for some reason, when they moved to Utah, they kept the Jazz name because there's no Jazz in Utah. Like, what? There's barely any black people in Utah. You have Jazz in Utah? Come on. Change the name. Why did they keep the name?
I thought there were like rumors that was going to happen, and then it just didn't. So I guess was it Utah just... Were they involved? Was there ever any like headway of making that happen? Like, do you guys remember any of that? Like any reports or anything?
I don't remember. It's just dumb that Utah had the NBA team first of all, and let alone be called the Jazz. Like, come on, bro. That's why they haven't won ever, because it's just dumb. It shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be a Utah Jazz.
Yeah, right.
It's just
New Orleans Jazz. The New Orleans Jazz is a perfect name. You're talking about Sonics being a great name. Jazz for New Orleans would be an amazing name. Nope.
Fire.
Nope.
Fire name.
Meanwhile, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. Even though they were in Vancouver as the Grizzlies, that made sense when you're in Vancouver. Let's keep the name because there's a whole lot of Grizzly Bears in Memphis, I guess. I don't know. Maybe there is. I don't know. Probably more in Vancouver though. But yeah, there's a lot of silliness. Like, again, you want to get in deep into it. How are they the Los Angeles Lakers? Ain't no lakes in LA. Very few of them, at least.
Ain't no lakes in LA. Ain't no lakes in LA. You're right. And that's my favorite team of all time. You're absolutely correct.
Like,
it made
there's a lot
in Minneapolis.
No, made way more sense in Minneapolis. But Los Angeles, people don't even know what a Laker is. like it's a person who's on lakes. That's a job. But no, LA Lakers, the Lake Show. I don't even care about the name, the Lakers, but they're just it's basketball. You don't think about the actual name. But yeah, that's all the random thoughts I had from this. But
God, what presented Vengeance? Just Raw. They didn't have a sponsor again.
It was Raw.
What a bummer. What a bummer.
No sponsor? Couldn't get a sponsor for this crappy pay-per-view main event? Nobody wanted to sponsor DX in the main event against Spirit Squad? No?
The
surprise.
Yeah. Doran, Randy Orton, and Kurt Angle. Jim Ross says Kurt Angle being an ECW is like feeding strawberries to a pig.
What?
Wow.
Meaning Kurt Angle is way too good to be an ECW, right? And then he admittedly a few seconds later says I might have been too far. So, but man,
that's crazy.
What a line! What a
also,
line!
Pigs can't enjoy strawberries. Come on now, what's wrong with pigs eating strawberries? They like strawberries too, I'm sure.
Later in that match, Kurt Angle gives Randy Orton 8 consecutive German suplexes. And during the course of those German suplexes, JR goes, Orton's going to be suplex drunk. And then Lawler goes, his kids are going to be born dizzy.
Oh, my God.
And then JR says, Orton's going to be drunker than if JJ Redick went in his car last week.
Oh, my God.
I had to look it up. JJ Redick arrested for DUI a few days prior. Right before the NBA draft.
Wow.
Oh, no, I did not know that. I guess I forgot all about that. JJ Redick got a DUI before the draft. And mind you, JJ Redick now is the Lakers head coach. Speaking of the Lakers. Damn. Just Coach LeBron. Yeah. They did a podcast together, and then LeBron said, you're going to be my coach now, so I can't do this podcast with you anymore. But I wonder if they'll pick it back up now that he's with the Sixers. I wonder.
JJ was the Johnny Manziel.
I was about to say, he played at... Yeah, I remember JJ Redick, when he was at Duke, which is in North Carolina, was the best player in the country. He led the nation in scoring. It was, and Brian, you probably remember this. Remember when it was him and Adam Morrison just going night after night, dropping 30 a night in college basketball. And it was like it was every other night. It was like who's leading the nation in scoring, and it would flip flop between them two. It was like 29.3, 29.4. Like they were smoking teams. And then for whatever reason, Adam Morrison did not do well in the NBA. I don't know why. And JJ Redick carved out a nice long career for himself. I think if anything, he was like a generation too soon. Because if JJ Redick was coming along now with the way he was shooting back in the day, whew.
Right.
But he was just in a different league at a different time.
That's true. He is a generation before. Yeah, that's perfectly said, Vaughn. Because he would be making a whole lot more money today too.
Oh my goodness!
As a player. His services
by the time
would be definitely needed.
By the time the league kind of found out, like, oh yeah, he can really shoot. We can really use this as a thing. He was a little older, so but yeah,
still had a very nice career. Even had a stint in Philadelphia. Had a nice career.
Yeah, he was really fun player for the Sixers. He was the best shooter on the Sixers for a couple of years.
He was. I was upset when he left. I don't know how much it affected his draft stock though. He was drafted by the Orlando Magic, 11th overall. 3 days later, so that JR line kind of like I was like, what? And it's kind of crazy because it's like 20 years ago now, and JJ Redick seemed like the older veteran when he was with the Sixers. Kind of now you see him as the coach of the Lakers. Like, damn, where did the time go?
Yeah, man. Yeah. 20 years goes by fast.
That was wild. That was wild. There was right after Randy Orton got the pin on Kurt Angle, there was this dude in the crowd that looked like he just won like $1 million. I don't know if you noticed that, but there was this guy, and the camera pans to the crowd, and he's just literally like mouth wide open, like yelling, like it was the biggest win of his life, like his favorite team just won the championship or something. It was so weird. I was just like, dude, did he like bet on Randy Orton to win this match or something? Like, well, that's the only explanation. Or he was just drunk. I don't know, but yeah, it was a wild scene for me to be like, there's nobody that would react that way.
Was it JJ Redick?
That's crazy.
No, this guy was. Maybe it was his dad. I don't know. He was a little older, but it was that was wild. All of John Cena's lumberjacks were heels during his match. That was just didn't make sense, right? He buries the ECW basically there. That's the thing that annoyed me the most about the ECW relaunch. I was like, well, like Edge wouldn't, bury ECW, but John Cena sure as hell would, and because I hated John Cena back then. It was just he's got all the heels on his side, and then they're like saluting him as he's going to the back after the match. I was like, this is so weird. Like, it makes no sense. Like, it just didn't make sense. Like, Viscera's in there giving John Cena the salute as he's headed to the back. I was like, what the hell is this? I was so mad. And then they made the ECW guys basically look like heels because they were like complaining and everything. It's like, dude, like, I don't want to see all these ECW guys should be like baby faces, man. Like, it reminded me of like the Invasion in 2001, but this felt like different because they had their own show. They were going to be their separate brand. And it's like, okay, like eventually the WWE stuff will subside. Never did, but that was my thought process back then. So why are you making these guys look like losers? It annoyed me so much back then. Also, Shawn Michaels took a headshot with a chair in the main event. A certain type of headshot that you would expect blood.
Did not.
I was like, he refused to bleed for the Spirit Squad. There's no other explanation. Anybody else would bleed.
If they're planning on sending them back down anyway, I ain't bleeding for these These
That's
jokers, get out of
crazy.
here.
That's crazy to me.
Get on out of here.
It's like, come on, man. Can't at least play for these guys? One of them's already busted open. You guys busted
Not
open
on
this
purpose.
one guy. Like, what the hell?
I ain't do that on purpose. We ain't playing for that. That was an accident.
Man, that's a shame because I like Spirit Squad, man. They got a bad rap, but especially by the crowd in the main event, chanting some homophobic slurs at them, which was par for the course back then. A lot of crowds did that for different people. Shawn Michaels himself got those chants when he was wrestling. Nowadays you won't see that nowadays, but yeah, that was a bummer. Spirit Squad, man. I had a soft spot for them. I really did. I thought they were like I felt like a male cheerleading squad, like being heels and decimating people as a group is kind of like what the Nexus did. Like they just weren't male cheerleaders. But if I don't know, it could have been better. But those are my random thoughts.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up for episode 472. Brian, you can start us up with taking us out with some plugs, please.
Next week, well, August 6th, 7th, and 8th. I don't know if that's next week or the week after, but I'll be in Asheville, North Carolina for the Asheville Comedy Festival. It's considered one of the best comedy festivals in the Southeast. So I'll be there for 3 days, and then I'll be right back up here on August 9th in Atco, headlining a show at a new venue. You can follow me on Instagram at the Brian Isley. You can follow me on Threads at the Brian Isley, and follow me on Facebook, Brian Isley. And just search hashtag trash bars, hashtag super bars, and you'll see my face pop up critiquing your favorite song. You may not like how I critique it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Nick, take us out with some plugs, please.
You could follow me at _Pacone on Twitter and TikTok, at Pacone on Bluesky, at Pacone Nick on Threads. You can check us out on YouTube, at Shooters Radio, at TikTok, Twitter, Bluesky, Instagram, Threads, also at Shooters Radio. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/Shooters Radio. Check the reels out that we've been posting, getting some interactions. So we're also on Patreon. Well, Vaughn's got Patreon. ShootersRadio.com is where you can find all our platforms. We got Apple Podcasts links there, Spotify link, iHeartRadio link, Spreaker link, TuneIn Radio, Amazon Music, Pandora, wherever you listen to your podcast, we got a link for it at ShootersRadio.com. You can check my writing out at CrossingBroad.com as well.
Do it. Check us out there. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/ShootersRadio, where you can be like Alfred Garr, our guy from Lexington, Kentucky. Not easy to say, surprisingly. But you can be like him and make a cameo on the show. Again, head on over to patreon.com/ShootersRadio. I'm on all the platforms, X at Vaughn M. Johnson, Instagram at Vaughn Johnson 166, Threads, Blue Sky, you name it, I'm there. Check me out there, and check us out again on patreon.com/ShootersRadio. But until next time, for Nick Pacone and Brian Isley, I'm Vaughn Johnson. Thanks for listening to episode 472 of The Straight Shooters, and we'll catch y'all again next week.
Peace.
Hey, Clavis! Wake up! The show's over. Oh, yeah! Kick it!